St. Philip was a perfect 9-0 this season. The Fighting Tigers get rewarded by playing last season's Class Double D state champions, Mendon.
This is bonus time for us. We've had a great year, and now you get extra practice, extra time. We're really excited. We know that Mendon's a good football team, but we think we've got one also.
Yeah, we knew we were going to have to play them sometime. It's the first game of the playoffs. No need to wait anymore.
The Tigers' undefeated season should not be a surprise. They averaged over 6 yards a carry on the ground, and their defense has given up under 5 points a game. This trend may continue Saturday. The weather is going to be in the low 30s with lake effect snow.
I mean, we've been practicing all week, real hard. This weather has been kind of bad, but football weather, we like that.
Whatever you've done well all year, you're going to try to do in the playoffs also. You can't change your game plan. They won't change theirs. They've seen us 3 or 4 times. We've seen them 3 or 4 times. We know their strengths. They know our strengths, and we'll see who does a better job Saturday night.
Mendon comes in tagged with respect. It finished the year with 1 loss, but still ranked first in the state.
They're a fine program. Swartz has done a great job down there for many years, and hey, we respect them to the nth degree. We don't fear anybody. You know, we're ready to play football for a long time, hopefully.
The road to the Dome is filled with obstacles. For Mendon and St. Phil, its biggest pothole may be round 1. Billy Crooks, 41 Sports.
And the back.
Okay, welcome once again. The second game of a doubleheader tonight. Back to CW Post Field. Jerry Reese, John Bauer, Jimmy Hughes, the trio, the tandem, whatever you want to call it. It is Access Vision 1996. A big, big weekend for football. But without further ado, let's get right on to this one. It is the Mendon Hornets ranked #1 in Class D against the Battle Creek St. Philip Tigers. The Tigers no stranger to playoffs, and the Mendon Hornets in their 10th straight season in the playoffs. Let's get right over to Jimmy Hughes. What can we expect tonight, Jimmy?
Well, Jerry, I'll tell you, we got a couple teams that have tremendous defenses. St. Phil gives up 3 points a game. Mendon 2 points a game. 7 shutouts for Mendon, 4 shutouts for St. Phil. Both teams average over 35 points a game. Great offense, great defense. Something's got to give.
And it's going to have to get big because the Tigers are going to be kicking off. We're going to see about this Mendon Hornet Ball Club. They average around 41 points a ball game. They give up only 2. The Tigers, on the other hand, put up 35 a game. They give up 3. Something's going to give. Who's going to have the best talent tonight? Whose game is it tonight? We saw a ball game earlier, but first, let's get underway. As the Tigers get a big goal, he gets a big kick in down to about the 10-yard line. Here's the Scatback Swartz. He's going to take it to the 20, 25. There's a fumble, and the Tigers are on it. I think the St. Philip Tigers might be on this. John Bauer says, no, we'll wait for the officials. While we're waiting, let's get back over here to John Bauer. John, get into the booth here, buddy. What's your opinion on that first play? And Mendon keeps a big, big break to start this ball game.
Pretty good solid pop by St. Phil. Jarred the ball loose, Jerry, but unfortunately for St. Phil, Mendon has come up with the loose football. 1st and 10, Mendon. 9-0 St. Phil against 8-1 Mendon Hornets, Reese. Here in the first game of playoff action in Class D. We got a ball game here tonight.
We got a big one tonight, and we're going to get with Jimmy in just a minute. But, Jim, let's right after Rusty Alexander is the quarterback. He is Mr. Everything. Makes this club go for the Mendon Hornets. They're rated #1 in the state. This is a big, big ball game. We'll talk more about that as we go along. But they come out in the I formation. They show a lot of different spreads. This time we have a flanker wide right. Up the middle, big hole. So the first play of the ball game goes to Sean Allen. Sean Allen. Now, you're going to be looking Allen tough, yes, but they're going to be looking for Ryan Swartz. He's the big guy. He has some big numbers, averages over 9 yards a carry on the night. What are we expecting him, Jimmy Hughes?
I'll tell you, everybody that touches the ball on Menden's side of the ball can run the ball. They also can pass effectively when they do it. 2nd and 1, this is a passing down in my mind. So look for a big play on the whiteout here. West King split out one-on-one coverage.
Flying is out wide to the left, but this time they're going to take it. They have the first down, no question about that. They only needed a half-yard pickup, but they got 4 yards and a cloud of dust. Once again on the carry, Sean Allen. But they've got some guys that are very, very quick up front. They come up against the Tigers. The Tigers only give up 3 points a ball game. So let's give the starting lineup, John.
Yeah, for the offensive team right now, Mendon, the offensive tackles, Zach McLean, number 72, and Harris Tuttle, 71. At the guards, Charlie Foreman, 54, Calvin Klinger, 62, and at center, number 79, Garnell Scott. At the wideout, Israel Noble, number 8, and Derek Jones is a flanker.
Quick hit to the right side. It's going to go to Schwartz. He's a scat back. He can do it. Get dry, everybody. Got the first down, about a 14-yard pickup into Tiger territory down near the 40-yard line. He got to the outside, and this kid can move. He can fly. Ryan Schwartz, a junior. Get some numbers on him, Jim.
Schwartz, 1,319 yards and 142 carries, 9.3 yards a shot. Junior ball player. Obviously, a relation to the coach's son, and he is everything. Just a tremendous leader. Actually, a rather small individual, very quick, 5'6" and 140 pounds, but a keg of dynamite.
Defending state champions, that's this Mendon Hornets. They've come to play. They are playoff bound each and every year. They are experienced in the playoffs, and this time it's a handoff up the middle and twisting and turning his way. And the Tigers are doing a nice job, but Mendon Hornets getting off the ball. Once again, number 15, Sean Allen on the carry. John, you must have been impressed with their warm-ups out here tonight, the way they're so resonant. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, it really was like a military unit. Seems like everybody's thinking the same thing, winning a football game here tonight, Jerry. And they really are all in sync with one another, doing that as a team unit.
Well, Jerry, go ahead, John.
The running backs for Mendon, Ryan Schwartz at halfback, 21, Sean Allen, 15, the fullback, and of course, Rusty Alexander, number 4, the quarterback.
There's a flag on the play. It's in the backfield of the St. Philip Tigers, about a 4-yard pickup from Mr. Schwartz. He is very, very quick, and you can see how he gets that 1,300 yards. He skips through there. His feet are just absolutely churning constantly. So we're going to have to wait and see who this penalty is from. Anybody pick up on that?
I think this is a definite holding penalty on the line, but I did not see who was in on it. Jerry, one thing about Ryan Schwartz, you're talking about him, 5'6" and 140-pound junior. We mentioned that, but he's obviously very quick. He's a hard-working guy, and he displayed his toughness early in the year. He played about 3 games with a broken arm, so the guy is a real rock out there, maybe pound for pound the toughest guy in the field.
Well, we got to mention our sponsor on tonight's ballgame, Previous Chiropractic Center, Miller Brothers Service Stations and Food Court, Farley Estes and Dowdle Funeral Director, Battle Creek Tile and Mosaic Company. Joe Culper is our director. We have Dave Agnew on camera along with Chuck and Rob Swain and, of course, James Baker. Klein will flank out wide to the left. Another flanker, and Israel Noble is flanked out wide to the right. They have a I formation with the wingman moving in behind the quarterback. It's a quick pitch now to Schwartz, left side, does everything. Whoa, beautiful. Beautiful stop. Number 22 for St. Phil, Danny Stives. Now, John, what does this mean? Takes a couple of plays, as everybody knows, to get familiar with an offense. Looks like the Tigers are starting to step up to it.
Another flag on the play, unless that, yeah, it is. It's illegal motion. Or illegal procedure, Mendon, that's coming back.
How much does this mean? Defending champions? Now, the one thing that Jim pointed out, there's only 6 seniors on this ball club for Mendon. This club is well hitched up for the next couple of years.
Well, they sure are. They're mostly juniors. Am I right, Jim, playing right now?
Mostly, well, there's 5 juniors and 6 seniors on this offensive team, but on defense, they only have 4 seniors starting, 6 juniors and a sophomore, so they got 7 underclassmen on defense. They're young, they're talented. The key people, Alexander, Sean Allen, Ryan Schwartz, all juniors in the backfield, so you know they're tough. That penalty was declined, -2 yards. Now it's a big 3rd down, and we'll call it 16, 17 yards right here.
Noble will flank out wide to the right, Klein to the left side, come out the I formation. They'll probably have the man in motion, and Derek Jones likes to go in motion behind the quarterback, that being Alexander. No, this time it's a pass right side. They can put it up. They don't do it often. But is that caught? No, it's incomplete, but on the money. That's the important thing. Reagan Duvall was back, 5'8", 175. He is the senior. He was right with him.
Alexander threw just a terrific pass on that one right there. That should have been caught.
a big-time timing pattern,
Absolutely.
too. But a perfect spiral. You know, Alexander completes 58.5% of his passes for 513 yards. The thing that's really impressive about Mendon here is that they don't pass very often, but when they do and they make the catch, which is 58% of the time, as we said, 25 yards a catch they get, and also there's been not one interception all year.
Well, we were going to have John set the defense, but, John, we're going to set the offense instead because that's what the Tigers are going to take. And it's not a great kick. They'll have great field position at about the 30-yard line. St. Phil now will take over. Let's get back to Jim. Jim, there's some stats. St. Phil has shut out 4 ball clubs this year, but the Mendon Hornets record in that area is outstanding.
Mendon shut out 7. Only 2 teams have scored on them, one being number 9 in Class Double C, Constantine, who beat them 10-0. The other team that scored was Galen in the first game of the year when they got beat 58-8. Who knows what string players were in at that particular time, so tremendous defensive outfit.
All right, let's see what the Tigers can do. Now they have a wing keep to the right side, and there they are up the middle. They got breakaway speed, coming all the way up to about the 36-yard line. And are they pumped up? Adam Majors out with a couple of weeks with an injury. He's back playing, and of course, one of the leading rushers along with Jeff Fleece. Fleece is in the backfield. We have a man coming out of the ball game now. That is Jeff Raymer.
Jerry, one thing, too, St. Phil on defense. J.P. Bauman took a big pop a couple weeks ago, or maybe even last week. They had a slight concussion. He was in there on defense, made a nice tackle on one play.
8-yard pickup of the Tigers. This time it's a handoff up the middle. This time the Hornets have the number on the carry for the Tigers. Jeffrey Fleece. Fleece is one of the co-captains for the St. Phil Tigers. Raymer will take a play in and out. Fleece is down. They'll come out and take a look at him. It's 3rd down. Let's call it about 2. And the ball right now resting at the 36, 37-yard line. So I don't know if this is anything serious, but they're going to be looking, it looks like, and he's in some pain. 8:42 to go, no score in the first quarter. We're at Class D action, CW Post Field here in Battle Creek. Number 4 rated St. Philip Tigers against number 1 Mendon. But a little different story in the stats for the playoff picture, you guys, to get there, Jim.
Well, Mendon, obviously in the St. Joe Valley League, plays schools pretty much their own size. A couple of schools a little bigger. But St. Phil in the SMAA plays a lot of schools bigger than them, therefore they rack up the points. That's how St. Phil got to be ranked number 1 in this region. And Mendon, even though they have the one loss to ranked Constantine, is number 4 in the region. But obviously there's a lot of people in the know out there that know that this Mendon team's a defending state champion. John Schwartz, the coach, has been there 8 years. He's won the state title 4 times. That's an amazing record. That's why they're ranked number 1, according to the media.
John, after this play, we'll give the starting lineup. Double flank out wide to the right. This time the quarterback going to keep it left side. Got some running room. Got the first down. That's what they needed to the 40-yard line. So nice run, nice play. On to carry that time. Tim Goley, he is the quarter. Let's give this offensive set, John.
In the backfield starting, Jeff Lee's number 25, but he just came out of the ball game. He doesn't look like he's going to be back in. The other running back is Adam Meggers, number 20, the quarterback. Tim Goley, 24. One wide out is Reagan Duvall, number 31. And then the flanker is Dave Garland, number 21.
J.P. Bauman into the ball game, takes Fleece's place. Also into the game is Bill Decker. This time the handoff to the left side going absolutely nowhere. In fact, the Hornets may have thrown the Tigers for a loss. Looks like Bauman may have been on the carry that time for the Tigers. J.P. Bauman, 5'9", 155 pounds, just a sophomore. Of course, everybody knows the Bauman family. Paul Bauman, Ed Bauman, Sue Bauman. Bauman's everywhere. Bauman's everywhere. By picking up leaves. Double flanker wide to the right. Going to pass. Goalie lets it fire. It's caught. It's caught. It's caught at about the 44, 45-yard line. The intended target was Dave Garland. Now Garland's got the big numbers coming off All-State last year, All-City, and doesn't quite have the numbers he had last year. But what do we show for him this year, Jim?
Well, he's caught 9 balls this year for 130 yards, averaging 14.5 yards a catch. He set a city record last year in receptions all time for the city in a year when he caught a number of balls. Tremendous receiver. Hasn't been used the same this year, but it's a better all-around team. Therefore, he takes a spot in the offense when it gets there.
Reagan the ball out wide to the left side. Goldie going to pass. Looks left. He's got him deep. Way too deep, though. The coverage was there, but the pass was intended for Reagan Duvall down to the 30-yard line into Hornet territory. 4th down. What do you think, John? Going to give it up, kick it?
Yeah, I'd punt it. No doubt.
Well, no question about it. That this early in the ball game, where we're in the first quarter, 7 minutes ago, these teams seem to be evenly matched. I like this Schwartz for a minute.
Jerry, one thing I want to point out on both offenses and defenses, they have a similar philosophy in the fact that their defenses are a little smaller and very quick. I'll get to the line as far as the weight just after this punt.
Well, let's just hope Schwartz doesn't get it. That's what the Tigers are saying. It's the end-over-end kick. Who will it go? It goes in favor of the Hornets. And one of the Tigers alertly grabs the ball, and they'll down it right there. And that was Mark Eldridge who grabbed it. So Mendon's going to have excellent field position once again, Mr. Bauer.
17-yard punt that time. That's good. Jerry, what I wanted to point out was the offensive lines, they try to put a little more beef in, but their defensive line, on both teams, they try to go with really quick guys. For instance, Mendon right here outweighs St. Phil on that offensive to defensive line by 31 pounds a man.
Wow.
When it goes the other way, St. Phil outweighs Mendon's defensive line by 19 pounds a man. So both teams philosophically do the same type of thing. Let's see if this
Tigers got a lot of guys on the line, 5 on the line, linebackers, 4 of them in, so a 9-man line effectively. And this time it's going to Schwartz right side, and there's a swarm of Tigers there with all the linebackers there. So they're after the big run game, and that's what Mendon is famous for. Let's give the defensive set for St. Phil, John.
Defensive tackle, number 62, Travis Reed at the other defensive end, and also Danny Staub, number 22. Defensive tackles, Jamie Rabbit, number 54, and 58 is Chad Francisco. Inside linebackers, Jeff Lee's 25, Mike Lorenz is 78, and Blake Forsma, number 11. At the corners, Dave Garland, number 21. Reagan DeBall, 31, at free safety, J.P. Bauman at number 38, and number 23, of course, is Adam Eggers.
Well, this may be too much time. It did take an awful long time. It is second down. So we're going to see you're only allotted a certain number of seconds, and that's exactly what it is. That's going to be against the Mendon Hornets. They stood on the line for a long time, and I don't understand what took them so long to get the playoff.
Well, they averaged 45 yards a game in penalties. One of the negatives on the team, I'm sure. Something you don't want to do, especially in the playoff game, and that cost them 5 yards free, so now it's second down and 12.
Well, they've had some penalties, and in the first quarter, 6:11 to go, no score, but these teams both very, very explosive. And, of course, Mendon outweighing St. Phil from their offensive line. So let's see what happens. Alexander rolling to the right side. Tigers have him pinned, and down he goes. That's Blake Forsman, of course, son of the coach Brett Forsman. Let's talk a little bit about Brett Forsman. Forsman, of course, a great athlete in his own right. John, you know about him back in 1971. You played for Springfield. He played for St. Phil. He was a tremendous leader. He is today, and he brought a lot of excitement to this Tiger ball club.
Yeah, he's a real good motivator, Jerry. He was a superb athlete in his own right, just a great guy. These coaches would really be proud to have him as or these kids should be very proud to have him as a coach.
Well, they had the eye formation. There's a wingman on the right side. And Israel Noble is a man out, and this time it's going to be a screen pass up the middle. Actually, it was just a little lob pass across the middle, and I'm not sure who that was to, but it's short of a first down.
That was Wes Klein on the catch.
Klein was on the catch. Nice play. Very effective in their passing. I think you pointed that out. 58% pass completions prior to the start of this game.
That's exactly right, but that play was only for 5 yards. Great reaction in the middle of that St. Phil defense.
They're quick.
Fleet, Lawrence, and Blake Forsman all react very well from the linebacker spots in the 4-3, and that time shut it down. 34.5 yards is the average per punt for Mendon, so that could be an edge in the game, too, although their first punt went for only 19 yards.
Well, they're both very disciplined ball clubs. That's going to be a nice kick. It's going to be taken back at about the 27. Fumbled by the Tigers, and falling on the ball, David Garland. Unlike Dave Butt in a big playoff game, a lot of jitters, but made everybody nervous. Tigers brought a big crowd with them tonight. Interesting thing about the Tigers, 1978 was the first year that they were in the playoffs. Battle Creek Central, as everybody remembers, were also in the playoffs that year. The Tigers played Mendon in the final game of the season. They beat them handily. They beat them in the playoff game, and then the following year, 1979, they played them in the first game, and they beat them again. So 3 straight games, Tigers met Mendon, and they beat them. But right now, I'm not too sure, but I think, do we know what the records are between these two clubs through the years? Anybody know?
I do not.
I think it's pretty even.
Especially if they haven't played.
There's a flag on the play, and the only time they would play now. The only time well, Eddie Greenman was on that 1978 ball club. And, of course, Ed Greenman is the coach for the Harper Creek Beavers. Harper Creek Beavers victorious today. Jimmy Hughes covered that game. 35-7, I believe it was.
Exactly right.
Central went down to defeat along with Battle Creek Penfield. We may forget a chance to talk about that later, but this time, I'll tell you, it's a swarming defense by the Mendon Hornets. Absolutely nothing that time. So it's going to be second and long. Following that penalty and then following that play, it was 1st and 15. No gain is now 2nd and 15. So the Tigers are at the 23-yard line.
John, you can relate to that play being a good play. The defensive end
That was
stayed home totally.
Really good play by Craig Klein, number 64. Did exactly what he's supposed to do at that position.
Goalie, well, he put it up. He's got the ball out wide to the right. No, he's going to go left side. Well, Bill Decker stopped, but these guys are busting through that offensive line like they weren't there. Great penetration. It's going to be another yard or two lost. Well, at least they got back to the line of scrimmage. It is third down. Let's call it 3rd and 15. Well, let's see how much imagination the Tigers have. They're going to have to open it up because right now Mendon is playing run. Gonna pass goalie. No, it's a quarterback keeper. Takes it up the middle. That goes nowhere.
That was a design play. I don't know if I would have called that one at that point in time. 3rd and 15. Quarterback draw. Went nowhere.
Well, it didn't go anywhere. If they picked up close to 5 yards, it'll be 4th down. They're going to have to give it up. Mendon Hornets will have excellent field position. We're in the first quarter, 3:22 to go. Access Vision, you could watch this one on Channel 12, Sunday, November the 10th at 3 o'clock p.m. Again, Tuesday, November 12th, 3:30 p.m. Thursday, the 14th of November at 9 a.m. The punt is off. Fairly decent punt. It's going to be called down. I want to tell you, no fair catch. 31-yard line. Let's get a line on who was on the hit. I think it was Garland. No, Reagan Duvall. Duvall takes it at the 31-yard line. Whoa.
Wes Klein took a real risk there. Didn't call for the fair catch and just about lost that punt.
That was a 38-yard punt, too, and I'll tell you what, a -2 on the return. Great punt. Not only was it far, but a tremendous hang time and almost caused a turnover. That's the type of play where you really put a pop on a guy and cause a fumble.
A great kick coverage on that.
Super.
See what Mr. Alexander can do. You just have the feeling something's going to break here in just a minute. And it looked like a big hole. The Tigers are very, very quick. Their linebackers come up very smartly.
Well, you know, if you would have cut out to the outside, he had a lot of running room there. He cut the wrong way.
I'll tell you what, that Schwartz looks like a little stamp out there, but this guy, he can get lost amongst those big guys out, but these aren't very, very big.
Chad Francisco and Blake Florensma combined right there to close that hole in a hurry. I mean, he had a hole that a truck could go through, as you say. No gain.
Alexander, the quarterback, flankers left and right, goes to the I formation. This time to the handoff to Schwartz once again. Tigers are waiting for him. He is a little mite, isn't he? Look at him. Took 3 Tigers to bring you down. Legs were still churning, but make no mistake about it, this takes an awful lot out of a back. You keep beating them down like that.
I tell you, Francisco and Rabbit are playing very good defensively now at their tackle spots. They're not letting anything get through there.
Well, Rabbit's supposed to be extremely tenacious. Coach Formsmith says that he's got great speed off the ball, and then, of course, you got Francisco, who's just a junior, young, he's learning. He's the 3rd leading tackler on the team, tied for 2nd on the team in fumble recovery, so he's very aggressive also.
How much does that take out of you, when you keep hitting a guy like that and carrying him like that? I mean, that's got to expel a lot of energy. I mean, after all, I had trouble coming up these steps to get up to the booth here.
We got a fumble. St. Phil has the ball.
Okay, let's see what Mr. Bauer says. St. Phil has the ball. Let's see what they call down here. Bauer has never been wrong. Never been wrong.
Always been right.
In the history of this game, it is the Tigers. The Tigers hold true, and it is number 22, and that is Dan Stibe. Picked that up. First big break of the night goes to the St. Philip Tigers on their home field. 1:36 to go. We're in the first quarter.
You know, that's the 2nd time now that Schwartz has fumbled. Remember on the kickoff, he had that problem, and right there he had a bang on it. We said that he'd played 3 games this year with a broken arm. I wonder if that's got anything to do with this particular situation.
Bill Decker in the backfield. He is joined back there by Adam Majors. This time, Duvall. He has to cut to the left side. It's goalie with it. Got some yardage. Gets down to the 10. Going to go into the end zone.
He's in.
Oh, he's close.
No,
he's not. No, that's about the 1.5-yard line. The Tigers are beside themselves. A broken play. A broken play, I believe. He was going to pass. Found an opening. This kid can shoot. That's the quarterback goalie. Timmy Goalie, 5'10", 170-pound junior.
You know, he had Reagan Duvall doing a post pattern who was open there, but he tucked it on there, and he took off. I thought he was in. They called him out about the 1.5-yard line.
Well, he did a little dance and step down the sideline there, so.
See what those turnovers do to you?
Well, let's see what happens here. Still have to get in there, come out now. Full house backfield. First time we've seen that tonight. Decker, the fullback. Gonna keep it. Looks like the Tigers are very, very close. I don't see any hands going up yet. What that means is when they raise their hands up that it is a touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to do this play again, Jerry, because the man at center is Brian Ramos, all-conference last year. The man is the leader of that line, 6 foot, 230 pounds, and I can almost semi-guarantee you that they're going to hand it right on back on the hike, and Mr. Goalie is going to take that sneak again. That's what I would do if I was them. And with Ramos as your center, you might as well follow the big man.
Okay, you've got Lampus, Goalie, Ramos, Lorenz, and Eldridge, and Raymer on that front line for St. Phil. We haven't
right
mentioned
now, let's see what they do is a man in motion, and
He's
this
in.
time
They've
it
got
looks
it.
like he's in this time. The St. Philip Tigers, Timmy Goalie on the carry. The quarterback takes it in and puts 6 on the board, and the Tigers have scored first on their mark, and they're in with just 42 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Will they go for 1? Will they go for 2? They'll go for 1.
Well, Tim Goalie's supposed to have good speed. He showed it on that scramble for 38 yards. Very quick. He's really become the leader of this offense during the year. He's also a junior at 5'10" and 170, and obviously used some savvy going down that sideline to set up that touchdown.
Jeffrey Raymer is going to be on the hold. It's down. Good snap. Kick is up. It's in that direction, and the officials look both of them. They rose their hands high, and the Tigers go on the board 7-0 with 42 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Am I excited? I hope Dick hits a big fat duck. I'm excited.
Jared, have you ever seen so many good kickers at one time in the city? I mean, it seems like every high school team this year has an excellent kicker.
There's a kid for Wall Lake today. He's going to go big time.
He is. 44-yard field goal.
44-yard field goal with 10 yards to spare.
He was kicking down the goal line on the kickoff and also punting the ball 50 yards.
What was his name?
44-yard field goal against the wind.
What was his name?
He was number 7. I know that. But he made a 44-yard field goal by 10 yards. I mean, no doubt.
It was excellent. Well, the Tigers are on the board. What do you think? Big break. First big break. Tigers took advantage. That's what you have to do.
Well, one thing you have to remember here, now this is the 3rd team that has scored on Mendon this year.
Well,
only 2 teams have
right.
scored on them in the whole year. Now St. Phil in the first quarter does their
Yeah,
job.
they're probably wondering what's going on. Good kick. Going to be taking a Schwartz. He'll take it at the 15-yard line. 20, 25, he's nailed. Boy, I want to tell you, that's the way you tackle. You grab him by the legs, you can't go anywhere that way. And that's what Blake Forsman said. He's the son of the coach, well-trained.
Should be.
Should be.
Leading tackler on the team and in the city at some point this year. I don't know what the final statistics are, but I'll tell you one thing about Blake Forsman. The man is a 5'11", 185-pound stick of dynamite that's a sophomore. This guy could come out of St. Phil being one of the all-time greats in their history here.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's #1 Hornets. They are defending state champions against the 1985 state champions, St. Philip Tigers. We can talk about them, we may. But first, let's get back to some action here. There's a flag on the play, and it's going to be against Mendon.
I think that St. Phil actually jumped early on
I
that
think
one.
so.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I really think that,
one of the interior linemen, it was either Rabbit or Francisco,
it's against,
jumped early. They were trying to get the...
I think it was 58, Jimmy, or 54, Rabbit. Yeah, he was across the neutral zone long before the ball was snapped. Good call.
So far, this 31 pounds a man difference on the offensive line Mendon has not really made a difference at all. And the quickness of the St. Philip defense, which Mendon feared, their quickness, is really coming out to the forefront in this 4-3 defense. And you said you like the 4-3, John.
I like the 4-3 very, very much, more so than the 5-2.
Oh, they're looking sharp, and this time, well, I'll tell you what, if you guys recall that first series of downs, this number 15, Sean Allen, was really picking them up and setting them down. But right now, the Tigers, they really have adjusted, and they adjusted very, very well. They're all swarming to the ball, and that is what Brett Forsman said. You have to swarm to the ball. They've got to stop Schwartz. There's no question about that. You have to always keep an eye on Alexander, but the passing game can be very effective also.
So far, Allen has 29 yards. Schwartz has 27 yards early in the contest rushing.
Well, Klein will come flanked out wide to the left this time. They like the I formation. Alexander gonna pass. No. Hands off to Schwartz. He is stopped momentarily. He can go. He can go. Look at this from behind. Can they catch him? Can they catch him? Yes, sir. Oh, what a play from behind. We just talked about you got to stop this Schwartz, but number 11, Blake Forsma, this guy, he's not supposed to have speed like that.
Well, he got it from somewhere.
Well, you're not supposed to catch this Schwartz, and they did, and I got to tell you, this guy was stopped by 2 or 3 Tigers. They had him by the ankles. He kept going. He's just a little spitball. Got to the outside, and almost busted it. And had it not been for Blake Forsma, this guy had some jets on him.
Well, he broke it. What was it, about a 50-yard run, Jim? 52-yard run?
My question is spitball a football term or not? That's what I want to know.
Well, I bet you nobody saw him
run.
from behind yet.
Oh, that's the end of the quarter.
Time.
But who wants to catch a spitball?
He can be awful
42
slippery.
yards on the, I'll tell you what, that just shows you Form's 185 pounds. I think that guy ought to carry the ball, too.
Isn't that something?
I mean, that
He
was
is
amazing.
absolutely incredible.
That's the mentality of a Formsma, the coach and the player doing that job. That's the end of the first quarter.
That is, and we're going to break out of here. Stay with us. 7-0 Tigers with the Hornets. They are trying to get in for 6. Okay, we're just underway the second quarter, and right now the Mendon Hornets, they are threatening. They're right now down at the 15-yard line. Alexander, the quarterback, and remember, they've got some big guys in the backfield, namely Sean, Allen, and, of course, Mr. Schwartz is back there. He's the one that kicked in the long run. This time it's going to Allen. And down to about the 10-yard line, about a 5-yard pickup. So it's going to be second down from there. Boy, that was an exciting run, though. This kid can scoot, can he?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Jerry, the St. Phil had him down, too, and he just squirmed out of it somehow and picked up big yardage. But St. Phil's defensive line is playing very, very well right now. They're really taking on the offensive blocks well and really stifling that inside game.
Well, it's Allen, the short man. Schwartz is in the back, flanks out wide to left. Alexander waiting for the snap from his big center. He's going to roll to the right side. No, hands off to Schwartz. This kid can scoot, gets down to about the 4-yard line. Once again, Blake Forsma in on the stop. Oh, they got to be tired. J.P. Bauman in on the stop also. So it is, let's call it the 5-yard line. So it's going to be third and about 2, so they have a chance to get a first down.
Schwartz now has 75 yards rushing. Allen has 32 yards rushing. In total yards, 105 yards. 108 yards total for Mendon at the end of one quarter of play, and just 49 yards total for St. Phil.
This time it's going to be, oh, why, what a hit. Picked up a yard. We'll give him a yard. J.P. Palmer in on the stop, and let's see, number 61. Who is number 61 for the Tigers? That's Eric Thomas. Who's on the bottom of that pile? That's J.P. Bauman.
Big hit by Bauman, the free safety.
Big reputation, the Baumans.
That's what I like about the 4-3, Jim. If you got 4 good, tough guys up front, you got 3 linebackers, you can really clean up in the inside because those inside linebackers can shoot when they want to. They can see the running backs, which holders they're going to, but you have to have 4 tough guys up front to do that.
Well,
and St. Phil obviously does.
Travis Reed, Jamie Rabbit, Chad Francisco, Dan Stipe, they take care of that offensive front. That leaves the backers free to make the play, and so far we've seen them make the play.
Yeah.
Hey, it's fourth down, you guys. Let's call it a half.
They're doing exactly what they're supposed to be and what they're called, linebackers, Jim. They're doing an excellent job because of those front 4 guys. They're giving them an opportunity to get to the ball.
Don't forget, you guys. Don't
forget, Mendon can pass effectively.
They can, and they may do it. This is a good time to do it. As Jimmy said, it's about 4th and a half a yard. Alexander waiting for the snap. Let's see what they pull off, and they're flying to right side. Going to keep it. Alexander got the first down. He's going to be short of the end zone, but it's going to be first and goal from about the 1-yard line.
That was a nice call. They hadn't run the option like that the whole game, and they came out.
Good call.
Well, they've got a lot of weapons. A lot of weapons. Well, Mendon brought a lot. Looks like they may have shut up that city.
I'll tell you, the amazing thing is he made a nice run there, only gained 2 yards. I mean, St. Phil is recovering so quickly on defense to shut down the hole.
They're closing the holes very, very rapidly. They're there, and all of a sudden, boom, they're closed.
Well, somehow, if they can get a break at a fumble recovery, that's what they're looking for right now, because Mendon's knocking on the door. They don't get down this far very often and not get into the end zone or get some points on the board. This time, it's off to the right side, Schwartz, and he come up short. I think about let's call it the 1-yard line. I know he didn't get in.
It's called the 1-foot line. I mean, he's right at the goal line.
Fast.
Tough play by Reed, Rabbit, Francisco, and Staub, like you said, Jim. These guys are playing excellent at their defensive line positions.
We're talking 2nd and a half a yard, and it's going to be almost impossible to keep these guys out of there. Alexander brings his team out. Strong side to the right side, and he's going to keep it.
in.
He's got it. Got 6 on the board, so Mendon comes within a point of tying this one up.
Well, that was a smart play. You know, you talk about Brian Ramos, the center on St. Phil, being all-league last year, and obviously this year too. But you got Garnell Scott, the center over there, 6'2", 260 pounds. He's an all-league performer in the St. Joe Valley. Very strong, got quick feet. Obviously, for 1 yard, just give it to Rusty Alexander, let him follow the big man. He did exactly that. Very smart, intelligent play once again, and we got tie ball game.
Well, you know, it looks like business out here from Mendon. They've been there before. They know what they're doing. Swartz is going to be on the kick. Klein on the hole for the Hornets. Low snap. They get it down. It may not be.
It's no good. It is not tied. It's 7-6 St. Phil.
Oh, what a big break for the Tigers. It's 7-6. So, in the second quarter, Mendon put 6 on the board, but they can't get that all-important tying point, 9:33. Bad snap on that.
Yeah, that caused that miss, no doubt about it. The holder did everything they could. In fact, they actually got the ball up in the air, and it looked like if it had been kicked straight, it would have barely made it over the goalpost. But obviously, that was errant, and that bad snap caused everything to happen.
Well, now, you know, I know it's looking a little early, but somebody's got to win this ball game. Well, what's the next ball game? Is anybody? Oh, Dodgers named Todd National rookie 5th straight year. Well, that's another game. 9:33 to go. We're in the second quarter, 7-6. The Tigers are on top. Jerry Reese along with John Bauer, Jimmy Hughes. We haven't been together much this year, but we're here tonight. Tigers trying to regain the glory of yesteryear where they went to the Dome in '85, but Mendon's been there 10 times in the last 10 years, so they know what it's all about. They look like they're very relaxed out here, and they're ready to kick off to these Tigers. That'll be Rusty Alexander, the quarterback.
If I'm not mistaken, to answer your other question, I believe Fowler won 20-12, so that's who's going to play the winner of this game.
You got it. Okay, Fowler did win against Portland St. Patrick. Tigers got it. Gonna go up the middle and got some really Ravel. What a move! Cuts finally the inside in the Mendon Hornet territory. On the carry for the Tigers is David Garland. What an exciting, electrifying run.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mendon's quickness might not have been matched all year long like St. Philip's matched them right now.
Well, it's being matched right now, Jim. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Oh, I got to tell you, that was absolutely beautiful.
That was a thrilling, breathtaking run, wasn't it, down the field? Garland, best moves I've seen of him in a long time.
Yeah, let's see now what the Tigers can do with the full house backfield, and this time it's a handoff to the right side. And really just getting back to the line of scrimmage is Adam Majors.
Good to see him back in the game, though. He's been out since the very first play of the game. He hasn't carried since then. That was actually Adam Major. He hadn't carried the ball since the first
period. All right, hit that again, Jim. What was it? It's the first time he's back in, and that's what I was wondering. Was there some kind of injury or what?
Well, you know, he hurt his knee early in the year, and he was averaging 14 yards a pop. Hurt his knee, was out until last week against Hackett. Did a really good job in that game. It was really kind of a coming out party for him to get back to full health. So let's make sure he's okay and see if he's back in the game.
Okay, and this time cutting to the left side. And let's see who was on the carry, picking up a misdirection play, picking up a couple of yards. And let's see, I don't even know who was on the carry.
Well, that was Garland coming back from the slot to carry that ball. He only gained 1 yard also. Big-time 3rd and 8 here.
Boy, I tell you, you know, the Hornets close that gap, too. You think you have something, and that is closed. Two very, very quick ball clubs. You're watching Class Action and Class D. These are superb ball clubs. Garland will go in motion behind the quarterback goalie. Goalie going to pass. Looks back, looks left side. And, oh, just overthrown, intended for Jeff Raymer at the 35-yard line. So following a tremendous kickoff return, it's going to be 4th down coming up, and the Tigers are in 4-down territory, or do they kick it?
Jerry, let me just point this out. Number 81 was on the coverage that time on the back out of the backfield. That's Derek Jones, an all-league defensive tackle who came and dropped off the line. He's a tight end on offense. He's awfully quick, but he stayed right with that back, and that caused that errant pass.
Well, let's see what Chandler does. He gets off a very nice kick. It's going to be taken. No, they're going to let it go. The Tigers are going to try to down this one.
Get on it, get on it.
Oh, man, I can't believe it. They had an opportunity, And I think that they're going to wave that off into the end zone. But
It's coming out to the 20, but they should have had that.
Absolutely.
Somebody's got to bat that ball back into the field of play, and they tried to down it rather than bat it back.
That's exactly right, Jim.
Too many teams, you see them go down there, and they try to down it specifically on the 1-yard line. What's the diff? You got to down it on the 5. Otherwise, you give up 20 yards of
anywhere
field
within the
position.
10-yard line, you should be really happy. So now, from the 20-yard line, this is a machine. The Mendon Hornets can do it all. They have Klein flanked out wide to left. Watch Mr. Schwartz. He's in the backfield. He can do it all. He's joined back there by Sean Allen. A tremendously well-coached offensive line. They're very disciplined. And this time they're going to go, oh,
Big
nice
defense.
play. Oh, who was the first man
Jamie
in?
Rabbit, number 54.
Oh, does he in there? Was that something?
Or excuse me, 58.
I thought it was 54. I'm with you.
Chad Francisco.
Chad Francisco, and I thought it was James Rabbit. Okay.
There was
Anyway.
a switch up there time in the formation. The first time in the pro set, they've been in the I formation all night long, and Mendon comes out in the pro set. Obviously not effective because the quickness of the defensive tackle tandem there, Rabbit and Francisco, bit them for a 2-yard loss.
7-6 is the score. 7:29 to go in the second quarter. Alexander going to pass, looks to the left side, got a man wide open to Klein. Klein's got it. A first down to 39-yard line, effective. He put that right on the money. All the confidence in the world. Klein, great hands. He was covered back there. He got beyond his man, sucked it in. They're going to call it the 38-yard line, pulls them out of a hole, first down.
They're following their stats, Jim. You know, they're averaging, what, 23 yards a catch right there.
I got 20 yards on that one. And what makes that so tough, the two receivers, 6'1", 175-pound Israel Noble, the fastest guy on the team, and then you got Wes Klein, 6'3", 165-pound flanker. Those are tall guys.
And a good quarterback, Alexander.
No, they give us a draw play up the middle to Schwartz. And I'll tell you, for a minute there, they fooled these tired Irish, but Schwartz got it, got back to the line of scrimmage. Tigers, once again, boy, I'll tell you, they really adjust quickly.
I'll tell you what, Farnsworth is really doing a superb job defensive coaching right now. Those holes are there. Did you see that hole in that draw play? And all of a sudden it just closed like a door.
What a tremendous time for that draw play, though. You know, it looks like they're going to go back and pass again after completing a long one. Should have sucked them right in. Tigers stayed at home and waited for Mr. Schwartz and nailing.
Lorenz is doing a nice job at the middle linebacker spot.
Absolutely.
He's a headhunter out there, described by Foreman. Mr. Physical, they call him.
Number 78. Keep an eye on him.
Here we go,
Right
Alexander. He's being pursued, trying to cut on the inside. There's a flag. There's a flag, and that may be holding.
I don't want to have this helmet call again, Jerry.
Oh, tell me about that one. Twice.
We got a holding call against Mendon. But in the game against Battle Creek Central and Wall Lake today, there were 3 personal fouls using a helmet.
I declined this one, actually. 3 of them?
3, yeah.
Using the helmet?
Using
I'd
the helmet.
decline this penalty.
I'd
the way
take
this
it.
defense, you would? Second down,
Absolutely.
it's make it 3rd and 10.
I'd put them back.
No, I would not. Let's see what they do. I would take my chances 3rd and 10 right now. This defense for St. Phil, the only time they've gotten burned, in fact, they've given up 4 first downs, 3 rushing, 1 passing, but no rushing first downs since the last play.
Well, they're
42-yard
declining
run of the quarter.
Hey, you're right
They've
there,
declined
Jimmy.
it.
So we'll see how this
Well, that's
works
what I
out.
was going to say, Jim. I think they should decline it.
Well,
Yeah,
what I'm
they're not
saying, though,
declining it. They're
is
gonna
what I'm
walk
saying, though, they're playing defense so well, back them up 10 yards and play the same kind of defense, and you're gaining 10 yards for your offense when you get the ball back.
But they got 2 plays to get the
Yeah,
first down. They got 1 play right here, and I think that I
Hey,
take my
Travis Munn, this must be a specialty player into the ball game. First time he's been in tonight. He flanks out wide to the right, going to pass, looking left all the way.
He's got him.
And really, I'll tell you what, that intended receiver stopped. If he kept going, that pass play was for long, and why he stopped and slowed down, I have no idea. But that was Noble, the fastest guy in the team, according to Mr. Hughes.
according to Mr. Schwartz, actually. But, you know, that was good coverage once again, and guess who was out there? Blake Formsma, if I'm not mistaken, was kind of running down that receiver.
Well, he looked like he was a little confused. He stopped and actually looked back, slowed down, looked back at the quarterback.
One-on-one coverage, though, but the St. Philip player was right with him, and he was within a yard or 2, and so it has to be a perfect pass and was not, so it's 4th down. I think they're a good call and declining the penalty.
Oh, beautiful kick. It's going to be taken by David Garland, and
No, that's
what
not.
in the world?
No, he's trying to be an actor, and he's not going to get an Academy Award for that one.
Well, no.
No way, no how.
Well, it's the 25-yard line. Fair catch call, and that's where the Tigers are going to take it. Not great field position, but not poor either.
No, 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was a 37-yard punt that time. That's one of the things that Mendon has not done well in the game here. Although they came in averaging 34.5 yards a punt. They had a 19-yarder and a 28-yarder before that. This time a 37-yarder, so much better on the special team execution that time for Mendon.
Okay, the ball in motion is Garland behind the quarterback. Now the goalie is the quarterback.
Yeah,
and this time,
all over the place.
Oh, I guess looks like it's going to be holding.
It's going to be an illegal motion, I think, against St. Phil. Illegal procedure.
Yeah, it's illegal procedure.
Watch
well, that's 5 anyway.
Watch the defensive set, though, of Mendon. That particular time, only 2 linemen got down in a 3-point stance. I'm not sure if that means they're trying to get off that line of scrimmage and react to whatever the play is. But just let's watch and see if they go down, unless they just had a broken defensive call here on first down.
I think you're absolutely right there. I just don't think they were ready, Jim.
Beautiful night for football. It's going to be 1st and 15 now for the St. Philip Tigers. Tigers have the lead. Mendon knocking on the door all night long. They had the advantage in the yardage, but the Tigers are hanging right in there. It's their quickness, but once again, defensively, the Hornets are staying right in there. The Tigers can't seem to get Majors on the carry that time. I do not know whether Majors is playing at full strength or not, but there's another flag on the board.
Garnell Scott just destroyed St. Philip on that play.
Well, he's all age, 6'2",
Oh, my Lord.
260, but that was a penalty against Mendon this time. I'm not sure if it was a face mask or what was the call. I missed it.
Well, it happened so darn quick. They busted. Now, I don't. The only thing I can figure is they jumped the line too quick or face mask.
Face mask.
Face mask.
Okay,
That's
that's an
15.
automatic first down. Is that automatic in high school?
Yeah. 15 yards, first down, St. Phil. Bad time to have a mistake.
Well, and that's happening against Mendon, so that's going to be a first down for the Tigers. Gets them down to the 36-yard line. Now we're talking field position, but they have to start executing. They have to get some guys through the line. They are not picking up any yardage. It's been 3, 4, 5 yards, a cloud of dust, and let's punt. Got to open up some holes. Got to open it up a little bit. 2 men flanked out wide to the right side. Pro set backfield this time, handing off up the middle. Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
That's the Bill Decker. Decker went in standing up, and I got to tell you, he was just smacked back. That's going to be second down, absolutely no gain.
By Garnell Scott again, the defensive tackle, number 79. He's 6'2", 260, like Jim said. I mean, he's a big kid, but he is quick. He is just destroying Andy Goalie right now and J.J. Lampus. They're just not doing anything with Scott.
And only the tackles are going down in a 3-point stance. Everybody else is standing up. The defensive ends are standing up. They're looking to read and react here on defense. It's almost like playing at 2 sticks or something out there.
Well, they're going to pass goalie. A lot of pursuit. He's going to have to let it go. He does. That may not be wise. And, oh, I got to tell you, rolling to the left side, finally let it go. Now, he wants some interference, that being Adam Majors. But before we get back to the play here, that's going to go as an incomplete pass. What do you think is the nod on Jeff Fleece? He hasn't been back either. Remember, they helped him off the field. Now, whether that's a serious ankle injury, he didn't put much weight on that, but we've got an Adam Majors who's playing really, I don't think, 100%. Fleece, their other big back with the yardage anyway, he's out of this ball game, so they've got Bill Decker in there, which we probably don't have a lot of numbers on.
Yeah, well, Fleece is on the sideline right now, has his helmet off, and he's still wobbling around down there in that ankle. So,
well, goalie's going to keep it, tucks it under his arm, and there's another flag, and this one's going to be holding.
Jerry, let's go back to that play down here. Did I think it was interference? Absolutely not. There were 3 Mendon players, and actually Majors made a good play. He knocked that ball away by knocking into the body.
He turned into a defensive man. That's right.
Tigers are
I think it was a good play, but there was certainly no interference.
That was anybody's ball, the way that was wobbling through the air.
Should not have been thrown.
And no call on that is absolutely a correct call.
Boy, if I'm Mendon, I'm declining this thing.
Well, where does this, let's get back to this Fleece. What do you guys think? Majors maybe playing at 100%, who really knows?
I don't think Fleece is going to be back.
And Bauman only being played sparingly. The Tigers are hurting in the backfield, I think. And anyway, they're going to have to give it up again, and from the 35-yard line, and the only reason they're there is on a big penalty. So the Hornets are holding well.
Nice punt.
And it is a nice punt, and gets a Tiger bounce, and I got to tell you, Jim, the numbers on that's all the way down near the 11-yard line. Call it the 12.
54-yard punt.
And did it come in at the right time?
Good punting tonight for the Tigers. 17-yarder to start, but since that time, a 38 of 41, and now a 54-yard punt. Tremendous punt. And one other thing on Majors and Fleece and the other backs, I tell you what, I think they probably haven't seen a defense as quick as Mendon either. So it's very difficult to say whether these guys are injured or, you know, if it's just the quickness of the Mendon defense. You don't shut out 7 people of quality as far as opponents like Mendon has and not be an excellent defense. So it's very difficult to tell.
I don't think you're going to see from either offensive team a real sustained drive here.
Well, 7-6 is, you know, that is about a score. They only give up 3 and 2 points on the average, so this could be the final score. But I don't hardly think so with Mr. Schwartz on the carry. Does a little somersault, and really, he picks up near a first down, but getting a hand on him was number 23, Adam Majors. But this kid can pick up some yardage.
I think this is going to be a measurement.
He's something. He's going to get his yardage and then some. 4:14 to go. Tigers on top, 7-6. But they have not been able to sustain a drive.
No, and Jerry, neither team is going to be able to. What's going to win this ball game is a game-breaking play. These defenses are too good on either side of the ball really to have any kind of sustained offense here. They play the run defense very, very well. It's going to be a game breaker. Like I said, a long pass or a miscue, and the guy's going to go for a 50-yard run. That is what's going to win this ball game, a mistake at a critical time.
Well, I didn't give the yardage, I don't think, at the end of one quarter play. It's 108 yards for Mendon. Total yards, 103 rushing, 5 yards passing at the end of one quarter. But St. Phil just 56 yards rushing and 5 yards passing, so 61 to 108. Mendon really almost doubling up on the yardage.
Jim, you take away that big run by goalie, and Tigers have hardly anything.
That's right. They had one play of 7 yards. Everything else is less than 5.
Okay, I formation. This time it's to the left side. This kid can scoot also.
Good defense.
Oh, beautiful. But down now all the way about 9 yards. I got to tell you, these guys got some runners, and they can move. The line is picking them up and setting them down. Now, I'll tell you, if you have to go right now, who's more effective, you have to go with Mendon. They're moving the ball.
85 yards for Schwartz. Another first down, and now for Allen, he has a total of 42 yards. So obviously, their backs are getting their yardage. But that punting game that we just saw come into play, field position, is making Mendon go a long ways. And that has really helped the Tigers with this 1-point lead here.
Great stop by Adam Majors.
Flanker out wide to the left, and this time it's up the middle. Schwartz, he can shoot. Got to get him. And he's pulled down to 50-yard line. Another first down, another huge pickup for Mr. Schwartz. Brought down by Tim Goalie. Boy, I tell you, you just can't say enough of this guy. He gets through that line, and he just works to the outside. So right now, definitely, it looks like Mendon's starting to pick up, get the momentum. Number 1 ranked in the state.
I'd call a timeout if I'm St. Phil. 3 straight plays, 3 first downs. You got to stop it right now with 3.5 to go before halftime.
And you may be right with flankers left and right. They like the eye. This time it's a fake to the Schwartz.
Wide open.
Going to the left side. Alexander finally lets it go. The pass is completed. Got another first down. Gonna go.
He's gone.
Got 6.
He's gone.
Got 6. Won't stop this. Oh, yes, they do. Pushed out of bounds.
I think they should have called that timeout.
Oh, David Garland pushes him out of bounds. But once again, rolling to the left side, the young quarterback, that's Rusty Alexander, made that goal. Brought everybody up, left the man open. The pass is completed. Number 15, Sean Allen. Foot race down the sidelines. Doesn't have blazing speed. Tigers, with their quickness, were able to get over and prevent a touchdown on that particular play. But it's 1st and goal from the 1-yard line, 1.5-yard line, and out they come, the Mendon Hornets.
You know, Rusty Alexander really set that play up. He let his receiver get into the open area, held the ball until he was in that area, and the rest is history.
Well, they're not going to go on this play. But I think I have to go back to what Jim Hughes said at the start of this ball game, and that is that watch Mendon, they're very effective. They don't pass a lot, but when they do, they make it count. This quarterback's on the money. He's a heady ball player. They do have not fancy plays, but they know what they're doing. They're very disciplined. They run their routes.
Timeout's coming a little late, I think. Unfortunately, I mean, when you see a team start to get into a groove like Mendon, you're talking about the number 1 team in the state here. You got 4 straight plays, 4 first downs. Actually, you had 3 right then, and I said, man, I'd call a timeout right now. Boom. 50-yard pass play down the sideline. Now, a timeout just a little bit late. You got a team in dire straits on the 1-yard line. This is almost a gimme. You really hope for a goal line stand, but Mendon's too accomplished. I think I'd take 3 more quarterback sneaks behind Garnell Scott. That's how they got their first touchdown in 6'2", 260. I think I'd do the same thing. I think it's pretty much money in the bank.
I don't know what kind of adjustment the Tigers are going to make to get that offense going. The defense not doing a bad job, but they're tiring. Mendon really starting to move. And like I say, they mix it up really, really good. So the Tigers have to get some offense going.
Well, another point is we know that Mendon has a 31-pound-a-man advantage on that offensive line. You go 3 plays in a row of more than 10 yards like that, you know, maybe somebody's getting tired. You got to use your timeouts wisely here. You got 3:03 to go. But, of course, when you've got the lead, you want to protect it. I would hope that St. Phil might be a little more judicious and look at that situation a little bit more with that small, quicker defense being hammered on by that big offensive line.
Well, we're going to find out because Alexander probably will keep it again. And no, he's going to hand off to Swartz. Swartz will get it in. And with yards to spare. So now the Mendon Hornets, with 3 minutes to go exactly in the second quarter, will take the lead 12-7. And with the extra point coming on, you know, with this lead, the Hornets are really going to come after them now. And, boy, you hit it on the head, Jim. They have a shutout 7 times this year. Excellent defense. They're well coached. They really have a real nice coach. And, of course, we haven't mentioned him yet, but that, of course, is John Swartz.
Well, what a record, John. 81-11 in 8 years, 88% winning percentage, 8 years, 4 state championships. What else can you say?
Well, they're going to go for 2. That's what you can say. They're going to try to get to 14-7.
Important extra point.
And it's a quick pitch to the right side, Swartz.
They didn't get it.
Not a very good idea because you may get ahead of yourself a little bit. This is a very quick swarming defense. So the Tigers stay within striking distance at 12-7. 3 minutes to go. They'll get the ball back. Now, they've had some breaks on the kickoff. Garland gets them in excellent field position. And for what? It's just 4 downs, and they're out of there again. They give it up, so they've got to get to move the ball. And I think they're really hurting. Their backs are hurt.
Well, I think this is one place where you've got to sit there and say, okay, Mr. Garland, you led the city in receptions last year. You are an all-state football player. We've got some backs maybe a little bit dinged up, and they're shutting down our run whether you're dinged up or not. It's time to come to you and make plays. He made the play on the kickoff return. Let's put the ball in his hands a little more often. See if he can't go one-on-one with a quarterback or somebody out there and make some big plays.
Well, they got to make something happen. But you know, this Tim Goley can run. He can get in that backfield. I don't know who their second-string quarterback is, but that's an option to get him in the backfield.
Well, I think he's running fine from the quarterback spot, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
he's the leading rusher on the team so far, so I don't think that's a problem.
Well,
I think that the problem is you got to get the ball to some playmakers, and you got Reagan Duvall out there he's an indispensable player according to Mr. Formsma, and he hasn't touched the ball yet tonight. And of course Garland is
Garland, that's another one I was thinking. All right, they're going to squib it. They're very smart, and this time it goes to Garland on the squib. He loses some valuable time, busts it up the middle. This time going nowhere. He gets to the 22-yard line, and he was popped good by Art Fenwick, a sophomore, 5'7", 155, first guy in there.
These Hornets will sting you, won't they? They put a pop on him quick time down there at the 22-yard line.
Well, they're going to face Fowler, whoever wins this ball game, and that's no easy task either.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the state champion come out of this region.
No, it's a lot of people are talking, Jim. Now there's a flanker out wide to the left, and this time it's going to be up the middle. Got some running room. That's a nice, decent play. That hole opened up rather quickly. That's Majors. Adam Majors on the carry. Majors missed 2 or 3 ball games. Not sure how many, but he's back in here now, gaining more and more confidence, maybe shaking up a little bit in the first quarter, but he's back in here. That's the best run that he's had since the first quarter. So it's 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. The ball right now on about the 27-yard line. Goalie, the quarterback. This time he gives off to the right side to Majors. Majors trying to make things happen. Picks up a couple. It's going to be 3rd and short yardage at about the 31-yard line.
You know, Jim, you just made an interesting point about trap plays. They are trapping. They have been doing it, but I think they're trapping on the wrong side of the ball. They're going after Garnell Scott. He's 260. I take it on the other side towards Derek Jones at 190. They're trying to hit the heavy side of the line, and it's not being real successful. I take it to the left side.
That offensive line has their work cut out for them as a flanker, and Reagan Duvall is out wide to the right. There's a man in motion. Garland goes behind the quarterback, and keeping the ball is goalie, just a quarterback keeper trying to pick up that 1 yard to get to the first down. And it looks like the Tigers, or the chain markers, looks like they have it by a yard. And they're going to measure for some reason.
Well, it always depends on the spot, but I mean, I think it's a pretty sure thing when you're going behind Mr. Ramos.
Well, Tigers now, they pick up a first down. They've come far and few. They have to keep it going. Mix up their plays a little bit. Brett Formsma, the coach of this St. Philip Tiger Ball Club has a lot of heart, and I'll tell you one thing, he really believes he can beat this ball club. It's going to take a special effort. Goalie doing a superb job tonight. Comes out in the full house backfield. Going to pass. Drops back. Going to have to let it go. And it's intercepted by Schwartz at the 49-yard line. That pass was intended for Reagan Duvall, but more importantly, there's 1:27 yet to go here in the second quarter. Tigers now going to have to button it up.
Zach McLean just leveled goalie on it, and I think goalie heard some footsteps on that. That's why that ball was overthrown.
Actually, he threw into double coverage there,
Yeah,
too.
he
He had
did.
front and back there. Schwartz standing at the free safety spot in the backside there, and the ball floated deep because he had to get him over the other cover man right in front. Therefore, errant pass, interception. I like the idea about going to Duvall. We just mentioned that. I didn't like the pattern so much, and the coverage was just too good.
Well, let's see how we like this now with a confident Mendon Hornet ball club. Alexander going to put it up right away. Looks left, goes deep to Klein. And, let's see if there's a flag. No, there's no flag. And that was not to Klein. That was out to number 8, Noble. And they've gone to him quite a bit tonight, and that one was close.
Good defense by Adam Majors, number 23. Very good defense.
But you see the plan. I mean, Majors, luckily, he's the tallest guy out there in the defensive backfield at 6 foot. But you got Garland at 5'10", you got J.P. Bauman at 5'9", you got Reagan Duvall at 5'8", and you got Israel Noble at 6'1", and Wes Klein at 6'3". Why not throw it up high? And that's what they're doing. That was incomplete. A good defensive play, but right idea, I think.
Tigers staying in tight. Alexander going to throw again. No pressure on him. Got some time.
Oh, big hit.
Oh, my goodness. Did you see the quickness of Eric Thomas that time? It looked like he had plenty of time. He goes in and absolutely nails Alexander.
Chad Francisco.
Whoa.
And Thomas.
Third down and 15, 1:03 to go, the second quarter. The Mendon Hornets ranked number 1 in the state on top, 12-7. It was a quarterback keeper for the Tigers, put them on board, a quarterback keeper for Mendon, and then, of course, a nice run by Schwartz. The extra point has failed on both attempts.
2 wideouts.
First time double whiteout on the same side.
They're going to try to score before
It's
this
going to be a
half.
draw play to Schwartz up the middle, got some running room, and he's going to be short of a first down, very near the 50-yard line. Nice job
I'll tell you what,
defensively.
great-
That's Blake Forsman.
Fought off that block.
Great defensive play by Blake Forsman. Yeah, just trashed the blocker, took on the ball carrier. Excellent defense by Blake.
Well, I tell you what, fourth down, you definitely go for this. 20 clock is kicking away. I don't think you kick this.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how much time is going to be left on the clock before they get a penalty here. I think that's what they might do.
Well, 10 seconds. And
Yeah, I'd kick it.
Well, it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Well, they're going to let it run
They're
down.
going to let it run down.
Yeah, I'd kick it.
Look at that. It was too much time.
1 second.
So by the time they get this off a 5-yard penalty, that time will expire, and the only thing they're going to have to worry about is the return. And really, and they can kick it out of, well.
They can take a knee right here.
Yeah, that's true.
All they
That's
got to
probably
do
what
is take
they'll
the snap and take a knee. I wouldn't mess with a punt.
No.
What if it gets blocked and the guy runs it for a touchdown?
That's real good coaching here. They try
Very
to go.
good.
They try to go for the juggler here. It's 58 seconds left. They try 3 passes, maybe get into the end zone. Now they let the clock run down, so St. Phil has no chance for an opportunity here before the half.
But St. Phil had a couple timeouts too. Mendon used. They didn't want to use their timeouts, but St. Phil, I believe, had some timeouts left there so that they could have used it, but obviously they chose not to. Well, if I'm Mendon, I take the snap, take a step back, then take a knee in the half.
Yeah, I think
don't punt it.
I think that's what they'll do too, Jim.
Well, has this been fun, a Class D ball game? It's just about what everybody expected. And
Well, you asked for a good game, you have one.
You
Reed.
got it.
This is the first one this year, right?
And the stats are showing up true. I mean, that's just about what it showed, and that's what they're playing.
They're taking a knee.
You got to watch out here, though.
Don't take a knee. Now, that's what they got to do. They go back, whatever.
That's what you got to watch for right there.
Oh, my gosh.
That's
Look
what
at
you got to
that.
watch for. You got a penalty. You can't end on a defensive
Time
penalty.
expires. Oh, my goodness. That's it.
No, there's a flag
penalty.
down.
Now, who's it against?
If it's against St. Phil, there's another play.
Holding.
Nope. The end is over.
Yeah, that's it.
Or the half
It's
is
gotta
over.
end here.
Yeah, it's over with.
Decline. That's it. That's the end of the first half. It's 12-7. Number 1 rated Mendon Hornets against the St. Philip Tigers. Access Vision, you stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We're at halftime. Jerry Reese, Johnny Bauer, Jimmy Hughes, and we're just about ready to get underway here in the third quarter. It's halftime, you guys. Let's get right over to Jimmy Hughes. The score's 12-7. Jim, how'd we get there?
Well, first quarter of action, St. Phil took the lead on a 1-yard TD run with Tim Goley. Coming back quickly in the second quarter, though, 2 scores, a 1-yard run by Rusty Alexander and a 1-yard run by Ryan Schwartz. No extra points were good, though, by Mendon. The extra point by St. Phil was good, 12-7 here at halftime. Total yardage, though, in the second quarter, Mendon really put a knocking on St. Phil. They got their offense in gear. They have at halftime here 244 total yards, 169 on the ground, and 75 big yards on 6 passes in the passing game. They averaged 6.8 yards per play. St. Phil, on the other hand, held to 72 total yards, 67 on the ground, 5 through the air. They need to get more if they want to be successful on 22 plays, only 3.3 yards per play. So right now, Mendon over 3 times as much yardage as St. Phil, but on the scoreboard, less than a touchdown away. So St. Phil's still in the ball game, but certainly they got to crank up their passing game, it looks like, if they want to be successful tonight.
Late in the second half, Mendon, Mr. Schwartz and company started to move that ball. Do we have a tiring ball club, Mr. Bauer?
Well, we might have, Jerry, but, you know, all these statistics that Jim is talking about is very impressive. At least that's what I feel. I think it's going to be the big play that is going to win this ball game. You can make as many yards as you want to between the goal lines. It's who crosses the goal line is going to win this ball game, and I think St. Philip is not playing that bad of a ball game, even though the statistics are saying that. I think Brett Forsman went in there at halftime, calmed his players down. He's going to change the offense a little bit. I think he's going to get Jeff Raymer in the offense, like you were saying, Jimmy. He's a darn good receiver. I think they're going to air the ball out a little bit to make Mendon really start thinking what they're doing on defense right now. So I don't think St. Philip's out of this game. I still think St. Philip's going to win this ball game.
3 big plays.
That's it.
And 3 scores. Goalie on the scramble late in the first quarter, a 38-yard scramble down to the 1-yard line. But on the other side of the ball, Mendon, last play of the first quarter, they break out for a 42-yard run by Schwartz down to the 1-yard line, or close. And then the biggest play to put Mendon in the lead, after 3 straight plays of getting 10, 10, and 17 yards on the ground, we mentioned a timeout might be in order. They didn't call it. St. Phil didn't call it on defense. Their defense was getting a little worried during that series, wearing down with that 31-pound-a-man advantage we talked about on the offensive line. They hit for a 50-yard pass down to the 1-yard. Biggest play in the game so far, and that gave them that score. And, of course, every score so far has been a 1-yard run by going right up the middle over the center, the opposing center. So right now, you got to figure the big plays are going to win it. St. Phil obviously has the potential to make the big plays. But so far, Mendon has had that more often. That's why they're in the lead.
Well, I think, Jim, excuse me, Jerry, you know, that one series where you thought that St. Phil should call a timeout, I think if they had called a timeout, I think it'd be a 7-6 ball game right now. St. Phil, they had 1 lapse in their defense. You know, they drove for 80 yards, some big plays ending with that pass. You know, without that series, I think this would be a different ball game right now. But don't count St. Phil out. I think they've got the players. I think they got the coach to do it.
Brett Forsman said, hey, these ball clubs are mirrors. He said, I would hate to call this game. He thinks it's Tigers. It gives them chance. He says it's going to be who has the best athletes out here. Right now, the Tigers, and I'm going to say they are hurting in the backfield. I think this affects the rest of the ball club. They're not moving it psychologically. This can affect you. And, John, I hope you're right. I hope they come up with some kind of pass play, something to get going offensively, because unless they move that, it cannot be 4 plays or 3 plays and punt. They're going to have to move the ball at least halfway as effectively as Mendon is, and hopefully they come up defensively and put that offense in check.
Garland's a playmaker. He's already ran 1 back. Let's see if he does it again.
Well,
right
Alexander Squibbs is not going to give him that chance again. It's going to go to Garland. He's at the 20, the 25.
Big
pushing
block
for the 30. Got to be one man. Oh, and he is hit, and the ankle's taken down to the 39-yard line. And what a nice job by Art Fenwick. Fenwick has been on a couple of those tackles to secure that with Travis Munn for the Hornets. But this guy is a big play guy. You're exactly right. Now, the crowd can help if they can get into this ball game for St. Phil. They're the home crowd. They've got to get this Tiger ball club moving.
And they're starting out in very good field position right now, 38-yard line.
Okay, they have a flanker now out wide to the right in Reagan Duvall. The quarterback, of course, is goalie this time. It's a big swing out to the right side to Adam Majors. Majors will be a major role, can be a major role in this ball game, has to be a major role in this ball game. Dan Stibe into the ball game. He'll go into the backfield. He's going to take a play in for the Tigers. It's 2nd and 8.
We haven't seen many screen passes or anything like that. I think both teams actually would be effective in that type of play calling because of the quickness of the defense. If they can get him to overreact, and with the screen going on the field a little bit, I'd like to see St. Phil try that. I think Mendon would also be effective with it.
Okay, now Timmy Goalie, just a simple handoff up the middle. And, you know, that's to Bill Decker once again. so I have not seen so far anything to where there was an imagination change at halftime.
No, I'll tell you what, one thing, I certainly wouldn't be attacking Garnell Scott. They are just not running against him well. There was 2 plays against him that time. I would just stay away from that guy. He's playing too good of defensive football right now.
He's all-league defensive tackle, and another all-league defensive tackle, Derek Jones, stands next to him.
Well,
those are the 2 guys down in the 3-point stand.
And you can't go third and long yardage. Goalie's going to pass. And
There he is.
Third down, and he's got all. I think defender got a hand on the ball, much taller than the intended receiver, Reagan Duvall. And
Jones
back
again.
there defensively, big number, what is he, 81?
81, Derek Jones, the defensive tackle on the coverage.
6'2".
Yeah, he did have a
Back there,
hand on
just tips it loose, but that time it was on the mark. There's a flag on the play, though, and this is going against Mendon.
It looks like a 15-yarder.
So this has been in the favor of the Tigers tonight. Their yardage, in large in part, has come on penalties against these Hornets.
Did I see a face mask?
It is a
signal?
face mask
That's
call.
about the third one.
How do you get a face mask signal without a completion?
Well,
Was
you
this on the line?
can't grab a face mask
Well,
at
I
any
know,
time.
but hardly ever is
I think it was on the line. It certainly wasn't on the receivers.
Look,
Yeah,
you guys,
hardly
it was
ever called.
automatic
it was away
first
from the
down.
ball.
But it's going to take more than that. They cannot keep counting on these penalties. We're in the third quarter, trailing 12-2. The Tigers receive the kickoff. They're on the move. Double back formations, 2 men spread out wide to the right side. Goalie's the quarterback, going to pass, looks to the right side, going to put it up. And he went to the short man. The long guy looked like he was open.
That was a badly thrown ball. Bad decision, too, where he was throwing it.
Well, the pass was intended for number 21, David Garland.
And who was the open receiver, Jerry?
Well, that
He
was 31.
downfield.
That was Reagan Duvall.
Yeah.
He looked like he was open. So 2 men come in on the short man. 12-7, 10:38, second down. Tigers starting to open up a little bit. John Bauer called that they have to do something. They have to make some changes. And now this time they're going to go to the right side. It is to Adam Majors. Majors picks up a couple 3 yards. It's going to be third down. Now they have third and long once again. They were in this situation before. To the matter of a penalty, they were able to pick up the first down. Jimmy.
Do you remember the defense they used to run in the pros? It doesn't seem like it's so popular now, but they called it the flex defense on the line.
That's exactly
where
what they're
they dropped
doing.
the lineman about a yard back
Yep.
so they could look and react to the play and then go to where the hole's created to stop the run. Right now, Mendon is doing just a tremendous job of that. Look at the end. They're standing up and they're off the line.
They've got a 3-man front. That's
Oh,
it,
look
yeah.
at this. Nice pass play. He's got to keep the late
defense.
charge. And boy, I got to tell you, now, that was a very nice pass play from goalie, and it was out to Majors. Majors now takes it down. They're going to be a yard short. It's fourth down. The ball at the 36-yard line. Will they go for it?
Absolutely. Be crazy not to.
Do not want to give it up because Mendon has shown the ability to move that football. Got to get some numbers on the board. Tigers going to go for it. Will they come to the outside, go to the short side? How will they do this? I would roll to the left side. Looks like that's open. This time, it's a handoff, big hole, and they're going to give it to Adam Major, 6-footer, 185-pound senior, picks up the first down, and the Tigers are on the move. The home crowd feels this is at their advantage now as they're moving against the #1 rated Mendon Hornets out there in their green and white. They can sting you, as Jimmy Hughes mentioned, they're Hornets, but it's the St. Philip Tigers, so all their pride, their fury, want to get back to the state championship. And, John, you feel at this point that it's probably the team that wins this region has got the best chance.
I think they've got the best chance of going to the Dome. Actually, right here, these 2 teams on this field playing right now.
And this time going to pass. There it is. Up. Got a man open. Oh, my goodness. Good defensive play once again. That pass was intended for Reagan Duvall. Back on the cover is Noble. He's very, very quick. Picked up the slack, got back there. But it's the height that's killing him.
But, you know, I think, yeah.
Exactly. I think that's the point.
I think the Tigers are doing the right thing, though. That pass is going to start opening up this run, and he's going to connect on a few of those passes soon.
Actually, I think the right thing is to throw a slant pattern. You take away that height advantage if it come across the middle. They're throwing to the sideline. The height comes more into play at the corner.
Oh, good play. Good play. Good spinning move. Adam Majors.
All right.
All right. Gets down now about the 27, 28-yard line. So, finally, the Tigers have some shorter yardage on third down. Let's call it 3rd and 4. Got to get to the 24-yard line for a first down. Hornet territory. Now they have a flanker out wide to the right. Reagan Duvall, they tried to go to him off and out there to join him, the short man, David Garland. Pro set offense, this time the backfield. We got him at the left side. Adam Majors, and you got to mention, John, you mentioned Sean Allen, threw a shoulder in, a big drop, 4th down once again.
And they got to go once again.
Got to go.
You know, Jim, you made a good point about that defensive line. It is like that flex defense like the Dallas Cowboys used to play. We made famous, actually, under Greg Landry. Not Greg Landry, but Tom Landry. But the inside linebackers are playing up in the slats between the line, the down linemen, and they're really picking and choosing where they want to play defense at, and they're doing a good job at it.
Well, let's see what they can do now. Goalie brings his team out of this 4th down. Going to keep it, going to cut to the outside, going to cut in. And there's a flag on the play. He's going to be short of the 1st down, and this is going to be against the Tigers.
It's going to be holding against the Tigers.
Well, they got to hope that the defensive end did jump, but I don't think he crossed the line. They got to hope that there might be some offsides also.
I didn't see the movement. It's going to be holding.
Bad break.
Boy, I got to tell you, I don't know. The quick opener had been working. Why they tried to get to the outside with that quickness on the Hornets, hey, you can second guess all night, but it's going to be declined. It's going to be a 1st down for the Mendon Hornets. So with 7:50 to go in the 3rd quarter, on top 12-7, the #1 ranked team in the state, Class D, takes over on the 25-yard line. They got to keep Schwartz in check. That's all there is to that. Coming into this ball game, 1,300 and almost 1,350 yards rushing. You can see why. Wes Klein will bring a defender, Garland, way out. That's to get him out of the play. I think they're going to go run all the way, and it is going to be handoff to Schwartz. He tries to spin. He tried to spin out of that tackle right away. Good job defensively, though, by Majors.
Majors having a heck of a ball game here defensively. He's on in just about every stop. Well, from his linebacker position, he's doing a good job.
I don't think Majors has got an injury problem. I just think this is a prowess problem on the Hornet side of things. They are just too good. They are so quick. They're shutting down every running back, whether they be healthy or not. We don't know. It doesn't matter, I don't think, because I think this Hornet defense is too tough.
They are tough.
St. Phil's going to have to throw the ball to win this game.
Big play right here, 2nd and 7.
Rusty Alexander, the quarterback, and he has run this superbly. It's the line up the left side. Got some running room. If he can bust it, he almost does. He gets a 1st down, and he keeps this Mendon Hornet offensive machine in high gear as they move into the 42-yard line. Excellent play. They use everybody, this time Wes Klein.
That was a real good play call. Misdirection. They pulled the guard. He led the block up, picked up 12 yards. Excellent play call, Jerry. You said it right.
Just an update. Schwartz has 126 yards rushing. We didn't get a chance to get individual stats. And Klein now, that's his 2nd carry, I believe, from that inside slot position. Actually, that's the 1st carry. But they've done that twice with another player. That's an effective move to come back in the I formation and have that man in motion once in a while carry the ball like that. Here's a good timeout, I think, to try to shut this down early.
Well, this is an exciting ball game. I mean, they're both playing their hearts out. Excellent ball clubs. You can see, though, that Mendon really, really is playoff tested. They know what it's all about. St. Philip Tigers, they come out here. I don't think they're afraid of that at all. They're playing their hearts out, and they're very, very quick. Gee, I just hate to see anybody lose this ball game, especially the St. Philip Tigers.
I would hope you would say that.
Well, I will.
If not, I'll throw you out of the booth, Jerry.
I haven't mentioned once that that's my alma mater. Did I tell you about back in 55? That's 1955, by the way.
The leather helmet time, right?
Garland will cover Klein. He's flanked out way right. They're going to go with a pro set backfield. Alexander waiting for the snap, going to pass. No, this is Schwartz. What a play. He's gone. What a play.
He's not gone. He's going to get caught. Number 24, he's got it.
Oh, he's out. What a play. Number 24, he is brought down, however, by Garland at about the 10-yard line. What a super play. And I don't know how you describe that exactly, but it looked like it was going to be a rollout pass to the right side. Schwartz, just like he was blocking, all of a sudden they hand off to him on a delay handoff. He cuts, every motion's going to the right, he goes to the left, faked everybody out.
Well, that's easy to describe. The drop back pass and the draw play, the difference in the draw play was the reach around handoff. It was the front of the back, and he spun and went for 48 yards.
Beautiful play.
Tim's goalie raced him down and took him down. Excellent. Good job by goalie.
Well, now Alexander, and it's a handoff, and he's going to go in. Well, that Sean Allen carries it in from the 10-yard line, and that big run broke the heart of these Tigers, because now 18-7, this club only gives up 3 points a ball game on an average. They have 18.
Actually, 2.1 points a game.
Oh, this is unbelievable. Yeah, you're right. 2.1 points a game. Right. Well, the Tigers only give up 3, but this
3.6.
shows you the power of this offensive machine.
I sound like Spock.
Yeah, you do. Sound like Jimmy Hughes.
Hey, I'm learning. I'm learning.
That's a good snap. The kick looks like it's going to be good.
No
it's
good.
No good
That
again.
is a big missed point because now you've got an 11-point game, 2 scores, which means a touchdown and an extra point,
We'll do
or a
it.
2-point conversion and a field goal will win this ball game. That's a huge miss. Huge miss.
Well, right now, Mendon Hornets are showing why they're ranked #1. Excellent play, disciplined play, and boy, they waited, and it was at the right time. Just a wonderful play call I saw on that play, John.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Well, what made that play so bad
Well,
was
they
right after a
executed.
timeout.
Yeah,
that was
they-
the first play after the timeout. The timeout was taken by St. Phil to adjust, catch their breath, and when they came out with a play that St. Phil hadn't seen all game long, and of course, with his back to the line, when they handed that ball back on the draw play, then spinning away with Schwartz, nobody there. A shocking play for the St. Phil defense, and that 48-yard run. And that's the 4th time now. We've got 4 scores, and every one of the scores has been set up by a huge play of greater than 40 yards.
Alexander executed that just superbly at quarterback
Really did.
there, and he took some punishment for doing it, too.
And now
Somebody
Schwartz
nailed
has
him.
174 yards rushing, too.
Well, let's see what the Tigers can do, and it'll probably be another squibber, and I don't think we're going to see that in the air all night. And the
Go with it
Tigers
now.
pick it up. The short man has it, and that is Duvall, and he's going to take it to about the 30, 31-yard line. Tigers, fair position, will take it from there. Well, they tried to mix it up, John. We'll give them that. They tried to put it in the air. They did pick up a couple of first downs thanks to some penalties, and now the ball's at the 31-yard line. Let's see
Well,
what
the last
Tigers can
possession,
do.
I thought they did very, very well, Jerry. They did get their offense clicking. I'm sure Forrestman's going to come back and do the same kind of stuff.
Well, this time,
Big
backing
hole.
up the middle, Adam Majors, he scoots through that line very effectively, picks up 6, 7 yards. So the Tigers very, very good. That was 8 yards on the first down, so that's what the Tigers need to do more effectively. They will not give up. 18-7, not out of this ball.
I would certainly attack the left side of that defensive line or the right side of the defensive line of Mendon like they just did.
Timmy Goley, the quarterback, and almost jumping off, and I think they're going to get...
They got Scott that time.
I think that's going to go against Mendon.
Yeah, it's going to be against
Yeah,
Mendon.
it is.
That's encroachment.
It
no
should
doubt.
be. Now
I
they're
think
going to walk us off against St. Phil, and
Oh, wow, I didn't see
no.
Oh, boy.
The left side moved, but it was after the encroachment. They didn't see the encroachment. Mendon was in the neutral zone there. The guy's head was across the ball.
That hurts.
Yeah, that was a bad call. There were 2 penalties on that play,
That
but the first one should have counted the encroachment. They didn't catch it.
Well,
I think Scott jumped.
they had 2nd and short yardage, and now it's 2nd and 7. So Tigers have to keep their chins up. Goalie brings his team out, and this time rolling to the left side, going to put it up, and just
Man, wide open.
he was really pressured very, very hard. Did have a man that was open near the 40-yard line, and that being Adam Majors, but just didn't have the time to get it there.
2 out of 9 for 11 yards. That's goalie stats throwing the ball. And I'll tell you what, that's the toughest pass right there. He didn't really go back. He rolled to the side, only maybe 3 yards by the line of scrimmage. He was getting pressure, and he's going to the left side with a right-handed quarterback. That's a tough throw, and that was a real difficult pass.
Tigers on the board first, 7-0, but now 18 unanswered points. Goalie puts it up, and that's almost
that should
intercepted.
be interference.
It
That's
is
interference. Absolutely.
Good call, John.
I think that's a close call, actually.
Oh, he was all over his back before the ball was even there, Jim.
Well,
I thought that was a good call.
Noble, Couple, and Duvall, I think.
Yeah.
There was
Johnson on the head.
contact, but he was going for the ball with both hands. He didn't have a hand on the shoulder.
You
Didn't
can't
like
go
that.
through the receiver, though, and he did. He went right over his back.
I think it's a close call. I think it's interference, don't get me wrong, but I think it's also a close. If I'm Mendon, I'm thinking, hey, you might want to go ahead and do that again because that's a give-me call right there.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They can make things happen. They're putting it up, and that's exactly what they have to do. That's the only way they're going to move those chains. That's the only way they're going to keep them. And like you said, John, open things up for that run.
Well, it's Jerry, it's part of what they have to do. What they have to do is throw the ball on first down once in a while. They haven't done that yet. They've always come out first down, they run it. I change up and I throw the ball on first down once.
Well, let's just see if they can get into the score. And then the second thing is going to be they're going to have to stop these Hornets.
And it
the
worked.
First down, yes, sir. And
Good tackle.
defensively, whoa, what a nice job.
good.
That pass
Good
quickly
tackle.
to David Garland. So Garland catches the pass, but he's going to say, gee.
Good call, Jerry. They threw it on first down, a little mix-up there. They know that they have been running on first down every play, and they changed up, and they picked up some good yardage.
Well, they picked up 5. It's 2nd and 5.
You got to get it in Garland's hands if you want to win this ball game. Any way you can do it, you got to get it in his hands.
Well, they've been
Reverse
picking on
or
the
a pass.
ball. They haven't gone to Garland too often. He'll go in motion now behind goalie. Goalie going to pass. Looks, going to keep it. Quarterback keeper. Cuts inside. Got the first down.
Excellent.
42-yard line. Excellent play, and that was a call play. Fake the pass. Quarterback draw up the middle. First down for the St. Phil Tigers.
Mendon's getting a little confused here, Jerry. They don't know what's going to happen now. They're throwing, they're running, they're really mixing it up well. And all you need is 5 yards a pop, and you'll get across that goal line sooner or later, and they're doing a good job.
Be consistent. Got to keep it moving. Duvall out wide to the right. Garland goes out to join him. 2 backs behind goalie. This time it runs to the left side, and Majors on the carry to the 39-yard line. In the backfield is Bill Decker. He's joined back there by Jeff Raymer.
Go ahead, Jim. You're going to say something?
I was just going to say goalie's up to 55 yards rushing now, which is the leading rusher on the team, and your quarterback, when he's the leading rusher, most of the time that's not a good thing, but he's playing
Tonight
real
it's a
well
good
ball game.
Yeah.
Tonight it is, because they
I
need
absolutely
somebody to
agree.
come through.
Hey, this
Absolutely
is different.
agree.
Duvall this time will come off to the left side. That's where they're going to set it up. So let's see what they do. And this time going to keep it. Rolling to the right side. Goalie got some running room, a block. And that closes up rather quickly.
Noble was really quick over there. You know, he's on a corner. Slated as the fastest player on the team, 6'1" and 175-pound senior. One of the 4 seniors on that defense, 6 juniors and 1 sophomore also. But Noble came up and closed quickly because goalie made a great move to get outside. Only gained 3 yards for his trouble.
You know what is amazing? That there's only 6 seniors on this ball club. You know, how do they do it? Where do they get these athletes? You know, it's having athletes, but it's knowing where to put them. It's knowing how to train them. There's a lot of things that are involved in this. Goalie now drops back, looks to the left side, and there's going to be a flag. It's going to be against Noble.
Now that I disagree with.
Adam Majors.
Yeah, that was inadvertent.
Yeah, that ball was way over his head, uncatchable.
Yeah, but
Well,
I don't
maybe
believe
it's gonna be
uncatchable
against
comes into
Majors.
play in high school football.
Well, I know that, Jim, but, you know, it kind of is incidental.
It was incidental.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm in favor of that call.
Well, I'm in favor of it.
Well, come on, you guys. Let's get on my team here.
You
I'll
ran
tell you,
right through him.
Here's a stat for you guys. 9 first downs now for St. Phil, 4 of them by penalties.
Yeah.
In fact, Mendon now has 80 yards in penalties.
80 yards. What St. Phil has?
20.
Well, it's a first down, and Tigers moving now to the 23-yard line. This time it's going to the right side. It's going to Majors, and there's 4 guys, just 4.
Derek Jones on a stop, number 81, defensive tackle.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's doing a
Derek
good
Jones.
job at the on-the-run and pass coverage, Jim. I've never seen a
6'2".
defensive tackle.
He's all league.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
play pass coverage
I mean,
before.
6'2", 190, he's not small.
Nah,
But he's also quick, and on offense, he's a tight end. And they say that he's got excellent hands, but he hasn't had a pass thrown to him yet. But he obviously on pass coverage is quick enough to get out there with the backs or the receivers.
Let's got a wingman to the left side this time. Goalie gonna pass, gonna put it up almost every time across. Oh!
Lucky.
You know,
Oh, Sean Allen was right there. That was intended for Majors, but no, that was intended for Jeff Raymer.
I think, Jerry, I would stick with those sideline patterns. I really would. Going across that middle is going to be tough with those 2 inside linebackers
Well,
there.
don't force it. That's the thing.
Bad throw,
Right
yeah.
there.
Absolutely. He had a lot of time, too. Good pocket.
The thing that I would like to see is I'd like to
Just
see
wrong
a
choice.
play-action pass. We haven't seen, when they pass, they drop back. When they run, they hand off. There's
Yeah.
no play action to bring those backers up to the line of scrimmage and open up that middle. That's what they need to do, to open up that middle.
Well,
for
now
passing.
the Hornets are waiting. It looks like a pass on every
No play action.
They're not mixing it up very much right now, and there's an interception in the end zone.
Excellent interception. Excellent interception.
Well, and, you know, Rusty Alexander, who's doing just about everything tonight, was on the interception.
That was Noble, actually, I believe, number 8, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought it was 4, but you're possibly
Israel
right.
Noble.
Yeah, and he's one of the guys we talked about. He's a 6'1" corner.
You know, it's too bad. St. Phil was driving really well.
Well,
and something like that happens.
but John, didn't you say it though? You have to mix it up. You can't go to the pass each and every time.
But there was no play
But
action.
that
Did
was
you
a
see
third
that?
down
Was
play,
a
though.
straight,
That was third down. They just about had
but that
to
was
do
a
it.
straight drop back. If you play action, fake the run up there, the linebackers cannot drop back into their double teaming coverage because they're playing the run.
Well,
Garland had them beat.
the second part is right here. They have to stop this, and they're not doing it. You cannot give up 6-7 yards on first down. Put these guys in position. Sean Allen now, they're starting to give it to him. Either Allen or Schwartz, these guys can carry it. What is it, my foot again?
My feet.
Oh, good.
No, people are going to think my feet stink. My shoe's burning.
Oh, you're...
Allen's got 59 yards rushing now too.
Every time I come up here,
I'm
you
getting
tennis
fried.
shoes. Second and short yardage, and there was a fumble. Did he fall down? I'm not sure what happened there.
I think he just tripped up.
Yeah, that
it's
was
third and
Xander.
6 now. They got to hold him here.
Got to stop and got to get the ball back. 1:56, third quarter, 18-7. Tigers have got to get the ball back.
Now, wouldn't this be a nice spot for a screen pass?
Or a draw play. Either one.
Well, they can do just about anything. I mean, Tigers are quick, but they're very, very
Or maybe
sharp.
it's time to throw to Derek Jones, the tight end.
They got something up their sleeve. It's third down, and they're going to hand off to Schwartz. He's got the first down. This guy can
Unbelievable.
scoot. And the Posey Stamp kid gets to the 41-yard line, and boy, I tell you, he got the first down and then some, about 16 yards. There's two Tigers that are laying on the ground.
Well, there's one that's hurt. The other one's talking to him, but he looks like he's hurt bad, too, because he's not even moving.
No, and looks like number 11.
That's Blake Formsma.
I'm not sure, though. I mean, I probably shouldn't have said that. It looks like it from here. That was Brian Ramos over there, you're right, down there trying to see what's going on. And Ramos is going to come over to the sideline.
190 yards rushing now for Schwartz.
Well, the Tigers missed opportunity that time. But now, more importantly, you know, they have to score. They have to score some points, but the problem is the Hornets are moving the ball. That was nothing more than a simple handoff to Schwartz. No big secret. The line took control, opened up a hole for him. He scattered around the left side, picked up 16 yards, first down, and now we have a Tiger. And if it's no matter what Tiger, the Tigers can't afford any injuries, and we certainly are not looking for a serious injury.
But, Jerry, let's give credit to where credit's due. At halftime, Mendon had 169 yards rushing. Already they've popped an 11, a 12, a 48, and a 16-yard run here out of 7 plays in the second half. That line is doing a great job. Zach McLean, 6'4", 190, an intelligent player, the most improved guy, in fact, according to Coach Schwartz. You got Charlie Foreman, a 3-year varsity player, one of the captains at a guard, 6'3", 225 with good speed. You got all-league center Garnell Scott. We talked about him all night long. Very strong, got quick feet also. Great blocking captain, 3-year varsity player Calvin Klinger, 5'10", 200. He's the other guard. And then you got Harris Tuttle, who's 6', 185 at the other tackle, who is a very hard-working guy and plays up to his potential. I mean, that line is open in holes. Ryan Schwartz is very quick, but he's into the secondary before he's getting touched right now.
Well, I want to tell you, this Tiger, whoever it is down there, is not moving. They just
Yeah, he's
moved
hurt.
him, and he is hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt. And the snow is starting to fall on top of that. I think, this Tiger is down, and he's not moving.
That's the coach's son, and I have to tell you, that's no matter who it is, of course, but...
Well, they're getting him up.
7 is the score. And is he sitting up now?
It looks like they're getting him up.
Yeah, I tell you can get knocked cold, and then that's not a pun here. You can really get knocked out cold if you knock a helmet with somebody head on it. And it looked like that's possibly what happened.
I think it's in the head, exactly, Jim.
So the smelling salts have to come out at this
Got his
particular
bell
point.
rung a little bit. If he stands up, that's a good sign. He's all right, but...
Well, it's an undefeated St. Philip Tigers, and they're being challenged with 1:30 to go in the third quarter. And it looks to me like he's up anyway. That's good. And walking on that is Formsma.
Yeah, I think he just
Blake
got his
Form.
bell rung, Jimmy.
Yeah,
I don't
big
think
time.
he really knows where he's at right now.
Well, you
Because he's
know,
walking just fine, so it's got to be in the head.
he's a sophomore, and these Formsma are tough. But anyway, he's going to come off the field. Hornets aren't waiting. They're going to come out. They have a first down. The ball's at their own 41-yard line. Want to get some more points on the board.
Well, I'll be honest with you, not to be cold-hearted, but I would think Mendon might come out here with a killer instinct and try to take and pass on this particular play because St. Phil, after a play like that where your teammate's down, could be on their heels.
And this time it's going to be Alexander keeping it. And he's got a first down 6. He's going to go.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's gone.
That's it.
59-yard touchdown run. Obviously, St. Phil was on their heels somewhat. They certainly were tentative on that defensive play. They did throw a different wrinkle at him on the option. The quarterback kept it and took it all the way for 59 and a 6.
That was just poor tackling there, arm tackling. He should have that should have never happened. They had 2 shots at him, didn't get him.
Well, you guys, at this point, it looks like we're going to have 3 teams possibly go down to defeat, and it's going to be a dark weekend for the Battle Creek City Schools. Harper Creek Beavers, the only ones victorious, and that's 35-7. They'll be playing against the Marshall Redskins in a rematch in their field next week. But the St. Philip Tigers have played their hearts out tonight. But a Mendon Hornet Ball Club showed their excellence in coming into CW Post Field. And now they're going to go for 2, and that's going to be overthrown. So remaining at 24-7, that is 6 touchdowns with no extra points. But I got to tell you guys,
Actually, 4.
4 touchdowns and no extra points. 24-7, 1:11 to go.
Yeah, you can almost see it coming on a play like that. You know, you really got to get your defense pumped back up. But I'll tell you, you see your comrade down for a couple minutes, everybody has to take a deep breath. And unfortunately, the concentration wasn't there, as John said. Missed about 3 tackles. Easy, normally, for the St. Philip Tiger tackles. And hey, give Alexander credit. He romped for 59 yards and a touchdown, and he was going for everything he could there to get there.
Well, the Tigers have come from behind before this year, but not against the #1 rated team in the state Class B. Mendon has been there before. They are defending state champions, and they come up against really a very good St. Philip Tiger undefeated ball club, and I guess they're showing why they're there.
Well, what makes this Mendon team so tough and what shows how good they really are, St. Philip all year long had 4 shutouts or had given up just 1 touchdown. Nobody scored more than 1 touchdown on them all year long.
Yeah, make a good point there. Well, the Tigers are going to try to suck it up, get going. Major.
They got a wall.
Right
They
now.
got a wall.
He's got it. If he can bust it all the way up to the 44-yard line, Adam Major shows why he's one of the best. 44-yard line, you know, they've had good run backs. They've been in position. They still can get some points on this board. They have to start opening up. They're really going to have to open it up now. But not to pass all the time. Pass something different. Run it.
Pass, run, pass, run, pass, run. Some kind of combination there. You're right, Jerry.
You can't just put it up all the time.
That's right.
No, now it's coming down. And this time it's the Majors. Majors playing his heart out. Picks up a couple of yards across the 45. Winding down on the 3rd quarter. And
Actually,
winding
I'd like
down
to see
in the
him
ball game.
pitch the ball and run to the sideline.
Yeah,
if they're going to do anything. Get out of bounds,
Jimmy,
stop the clock.
I was going to say the same thing. Attack the corners once in a while instead of going right up the middle.
Tigers have it. It's 2nd and long, and this time goalie rolling to the outside. And, oh boy, I tell you, I'm not sure what that was about, but I don't know whether that's a holding play, a clip, exactly what it is, or if it's even against the Tigers.
Yeah, it is. Holding.
It's holding. So with 31 seconds to go, you know, with that speed defensively, you know, you do it, maybe want to try to get around those corners, but there's too much quickness. Those quick openers up the middle, then maybe try some passes. I mean, they have to do something. The wind is right in their face against these Tigers right now. That cannot be helping them at all.
Boy, and the snow is really starting to fall here.
Well, the Tigers are going to have the wind at their back should they get it back for the 4th quarter. We're winding down on the 3rd, 27 seconds to go, and the clock is moving. It is 2nd down in long yardage. Let's call it 18. Regan Duvall flanks out wide to the left. Garland, the short man, will go in motion behind goalie, the quarterback. Gonna pass. No, gonna tuck it under his arm. Got some running room. Gets up to about the 48-yard line. Well short, though, of the 1st down.
All right, well, that's the end of the 3rd quarter, Jerry, and they're going to have the win at their back now for the whole 4th quarter. I don't know if that will have any effect on it, but it certainly isn't going to hurt them any.
Well, that ends the 3rd quarter. 24-7. Mendon Hornets on top. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you, Gil. Just asked the camera guys what's the weather like down there, and they said it's a little cold. It's awful warm up here.
Open the window.
Oh, these guys did not want to hear that. Yeah, Jimmy.
Well, I just wanted to say one of the ways for St. Phil to get back in this game, maybe the only way, is turnovers. On the season, no interceptions, 6 lost fumbles, 6 turnovers in 9 games for Mendon. They've made 1 turnover here tonight, which is basically their quota normally. So that does not bode well for the Tigers.
Well, let's see what they can do now. Goalie drops back, gonna pass, got to let it all out now. It's completed to Garland. Garland down on about the 45-yard line. It's a first down. So the Tigers, to start out this fourth quarter, trailing 24-7, have to open up all their weapons. Into the ball game, Danny Stibe. Up for rest, Jeff Raymer. Can the Tigers pull it off? Can they pull it off? We'll have to wait and see. Big play coming up here for the Tigers as they come out, going to pass, looking deep, going to let it fly.
Oh, no.
And, oh, my goodness.
I
The
thought
only thing you could hope for was a possible flag, but that was to Garland, sure-handed, but he was well covered out there.
You know, I thought that ball was going to be picked off there for a minute, slipped through the defenders. Goalie should have had that football, Jim. That was there. Good pass by, good pass by goalie. Garland should have had that ball.
Yeah, but I like what they're doing. 2 plays, they've thrown to Garland twice. I'd throw to him a lot because he's the playmaker. He's the main man.
But
well, the ball was there. That was a good throw.
They don't have to go deep all the time. I wish they had some shorter patterns. Garland now goes behind goalie. Goalie got the snap. Hands off. Oh, tripped up almost right away. Good job in coverage, but number 71.
Harris Tuttle. Good defense.
Yes, excellent defense. It's going to be 3rd down, 3rd and 10. The ball remains at the 45-yard line. Ty's got to make something happen here. They're in 4-down territory, no question about it from here on in, no matter where they are in the field. Clock moving, just over 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Goalie gonna pass, got some pursuit, lets it fly to the short man, Adam Majors at the 40-yard line. Now it's going to be 4th down and 5. Tigers will definitely go from it.
That's a big-time stick that time.
Yeah.
Good tackle by number 54, Chuck Foreman.
That was absolutely, you said that right, Jimmy. Good recovery.
Really was. And, you know, he's
And
getting up
came
in
in
the
and
years.
popped him.
I mean, he retired from the Minnesota Vikings, goes back to high school to get his degree, and there he is on the field.
Who's that?
Chuck Foreman.
Oh, absolutely. It's about time he graduated, huh?
Just a joke now, just a joke.
Guarded now. It'll be the wide man. Let's see what they do. They're going to give it up, and it is a kick that's going to be taken. Schwartz is going to let it go, and the Tigers are going to down it inside the 10-yard line, the 8-yard line. So pinning them back. So let's wait and see what happens from there.
Now, that would have been the perfect time to fake if you're going to, you would think. But obviously they punted there, and it's going to be inside the 10. They're playing for field position, but the clock's going to run because you know Mendon's basically going to try to run the ball between the hash marks here and keep that clock moving. Even if they don't get a first down, you figure 2 to 3 minutes are going to go off the clock.
I thought Jerry called that right. There is no punt. I mean, they're in 4-down territory from here on out, and they punted.
Well, that would have been a
Maybe
good
a
time to
wise
try to
choice.
fake there,
Yeah,
but they
that's
didn't.
right.
They got them pinned deep, and if they could do something here, but they haven't been able to do it, maybe this will limit them to their play selection now. Well,
Oh, my Lord.
It does, but it's to Schwartz. That's the problem. He's got a first down. That gets them now down in the territory where they can do a lot of damage. This guy's got to have near 200 yards now.
Well, he has over 200 yards, actually. I'll get you that total in just a second as soon as they mark the ball.
Just
that was an 11-yard gain for a first down, giving Schwartz now unofficially 201 yards in my book.
All right, he's got the yardage, you guys, but what's doing that? He's very quick, very deceptive, but that line is doing a job.
31
you don't
pounds
get anywhere
a man.
like
Yeah,
toll, hasn't it?
really, it is, and they're quick on top of the size, and they're just beating up on the St. Phil
What you don't
defensive
do,
line.
you know, and they're disciplined. I mean, this ball club, just think they're juniors. This is
well,
incredible.
the one place, though, that they put their seniors, Mendon's very smart. They've got a lot of juniors playing. All their backs are juniors, but their line. Israel Noble's a senior. McLean's a senior. Foreman's a senior. Of course, Foreman's got to be a senior after all those years with the Vikings.
It's short of a first
Darnell
down.
Scott's a senior.
Not
Calvin
necessarily.
Klinger's a senior. They've only got one junior on that line. So the experience for Mendon is in one spot at the line of scrimmage.
And they played on that Class D championship team last year, Jim, so this is nothing new to these guys. And, you know, if you want to have a good running game, you got to have that offensive line, and they certainly have it.
Well, what's amazing, 24-7, you'd be counting a lot of things out, but you don't want to count out these Tigers. But I'll tell you right now, they have to stop in this series. It's over. Got to stop them. Second down, and they got to stop them deep. You got to get good field position. This is going to be a first down. Good tackle by Majors.
Majors has been a standout on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I said. He's been on just about every tackle. He's playing very good defensively for the Tigers.
Well,
unfortunately, not everybody's playing as good as he is.
Well, they pick up a first down, and it's on the 24-yard line, and they had him pinned back inside the 10, but now Mendon is running that clock. They're under 10 minutes, and that's all they're trying to do, as Jim pointed out. They want to run that timeout. They've got a big lead right now. Is it insurmountable? That's the question.
That's the dominance at the line of scrimmage when your strong safety's your leading tackler.
Yeah, you got it there. Well, here we go again. Alexander's got the first down, and then he just keeps moving, and they can do now anything that they want to. They're moving to the outside. They can go on the inside. They give it to Schwartz. And then when you have an effective running back and your quarterback, huge yardage. Now it's across the 40-yard line, and the clock just keeps moving along. They keep picking up those first downs.
My wife just corrected me, Jerry.
Oh, she did. What did she have to say?
I can't believe this.
What was it? What was the problem? She doesn't want you to say anything.
Oh, no, she's got me.
Oh, my goodness. She got you good. Sandy hasn't said much back
We'll
here.
speak later.
Here we
big
go.
hole.
The
Look
big
at this.
scooter. Almost another first down. The Tigers, Majors once again on the stop. But, guys, I'll tell you what. Tigers are getting very, very tired. It's been the Hornets all the way here in the second half, 24-7. And now across the 50-yard line into Tiger territory once again. And even if the Tigers should stop them now, they're not going to put it up. They're going to keep it on the ground. Klein will bring a man out. That'll take a man out of position. And Garland, they'll stay in the I formation.
Who was on that last carry, Jerry?
That one fellow with the 201 yards.
Schwartz, huh?
Oh, I don't know.
He's got a lot more than that, actually. He's got 214 now.
Well, 8:45 left in the fourth. It looks pretty grim right now for the Tigers, Jerry.
Well, it does.
It's really too bad, too. They've 9-0 coming into this ball game, and they are just getting beat up on both sides of the ball right now pretty badly.
Well, right now, you'd like to see him keep it at 24-7, maybe score another touchdown. You certainly don't want them to score again. They want to save some face here, but you can actually see Mendon why they shut these teams out. The Tigers scored first and haven't really even come close since. And now it's just Alexander left, right, up the middle. They're just mixing it up, picking up just huge yardage, huge yardage, down to about the 30-yard line, and the clock can't move fast enough now for the Tigers because they're worn out. It's the Mendon Hornets, and they're going to go on against Fowler, it looks like.
And what a great ball game that's going to be.
Yeah, that will be a barn burner.
Oh, that should be.
Alexander now with 95 yards rushing from the quarterback spot, and quietly he has led this team all year long. I mean, obviously with no interceptions and a ball control attack that does not make turnovers. He's done a great job.
Well, this is really interesting
Jeez.
because Schwartz has a little dart gets to the 25-yard line. But interesting enough, and you have to go with them, they have flankers out wide to the left side, just left it open for, what are you going to do, not cover these guys? And they open that thing up for Schwartz, and they let him get up there with his jitterbug feet, and he's off and running, and another Tiger down.
Is that Chad Francisco? Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Chad.
Francisco.
Schwartz 5 more yards now, and so he has a total unofficially of 219 yards. Let me tell you what, 5'6" and 140 pounds. Is the kid tough?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've seen Neil Sammer this year at about the same height. I think he is 5'3", actually, and
Right, he's
30
5'3".
pounds or so.
140 pounds, that's right, Jim.
140. So, about the same size, but I'm telling you, Schwartz just makes some quick cuts out there. He's almost like he's playing on AstroTurf and everybody else is on grass.
On mud.
Very savvy runner.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
While we have a timeout here. Who won the Michigan-Purdue game today? Oh, really? Purdue? Purdue beat the Michigan Wolverines? Really?
Who said that? What was the score again?
The Spoiler Makers won that game? Michigan only had 3?
The Wolverines.
Showdown in Columbus, not so important now.
All right, look, we've got an injured man down the field. This game looks like it's well in hand with 7:40 to go. I guess we could talk a little bit about next week while they're down here a little bit.
Who is Harper Creek playing?
Harper Creek plays Marshall.
Mm.
Marshall, Victor's over Orton. What is it? Ortonville, Brandon. What was it?
Ortonville, Brandon.
Yeah, Brandywine.
Sounds like a popcorn.
All right, Jimmy, you covered that game today, and what you're talking about is the Harper Creek Beavers. The Tiger is up right now. So what's it
Chad
look like?
Francisco, he's all right. He's walking off the field.
Chad Francisco.
Call it Friday night, Jim. What's going to happen?
I think it'll be Saturday afternoon.
Afternoon.
I don't think Rich will want to play Friday nights because that's when Eddie wants to play. I'd be shocked if they played Friday night. I think right now Marshall needs to. They've got a little pink elephant in the back of their head against Harper Creek, and they need to do everything different that they can to try to beat that team.
You might have you psychologically they have to pull out all the stops. Mendon tried to.
But Marshall has a reason to. They haven't fared well lately.
Well, they are going to pass, and this kind of surprises you a little bit. Tigers got to get on this end of it. Oh, my gosh. They had some good coverage back there.
Terrific coverage.
But Noble almost got catch anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's how you have big receivers.
A little surprised they put it up. I mean, these guys do everything.
Yeah, the way they're running the ball, I'm really surprised they put it up. But they're getting 15 yards a pop on the ground right now, and they've got a big lead.
I think they were going for the nail in the coffin.
Well,
I think that nail's already there, though.
Well, it's third down, and this opens up the running game just a little bit more as if they needed it. Alexander.
Now they run it.
And they pick up probably 2 or 3 yards. It's going to be fourth down, so the Tigers have an opportunity right now to get the ball back.
But they got to stop them on fourth down.
They got to stop them.
Fourth and what? Right. 4th and 2? 4th and 3?
And I don't know if there's a timeout on the field right now or exactly what. There's a timeout on the field. I think that the game is going to be played at Harper Creek. I think that's an advantage for Harper Creek. Now back in the action. It must have been an official timeout.
I think those communities are so close it doesn't matter. I think the thing that matters is what's going on in Marshall's head. Do they really believe they can beat Harper Creek right now?
Well, right now it's going to be Schwartz has got it. Got the first down. Going to go for the touchdown.
He's in. No.
Is that Garland?
Well,
no, Reagan Duvall saved the day, but what another jitterbug run by.
It is just
an
exceptional missile. I've used about every adjective with this guy tonight, but he is just an exceptional all-state halfback.
Before we go off the air, I've got to update you on his final stats because at 239 yards as he sits right now and probably not finished with 6:47 to go, we need to calculate his yards per carry. It's got to be pretty enormous.
Well, he came in at 9 plus, and he's handed to that as he tries to get to the outside. Oh, you know, Majors picked him up. He wasn't going anywhere. His little legs were still pumping, but he wasn't going anywhere. 6:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Mendon now second down, second and goal.
Majors certainly is a standout on defense for St. Phil this entire game.
It's not second and goal. They can get another first down if they get to the 1-yard line. So they're going to go with a double flanker out wide to the right. Noble is out there. He'll join Klein. I formation. We've watched that all night long. Schwartz is the tailback. This time it's a pitch to Schwartz to the right side. He has to cut him inside. Zips to the outside.
Good moves.
What a great
Noble tried to get on the block, and Schwartz is going to take him a little bit to get up, but he does get up. Has a lot of heart.
He had to do all he could to catch the pitch in the first place. A great cut back.
All the time, we're eating up the clock. 5:33 to go.
If they score, I think the coach has got to set his son down and said, hey, you're grounded for the rest of the game. Well, you don't want to mess this guy up in the fourth quarter of a game where you're leading by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think you got it.
He's too valuable.
Well, you set him down. I think you set the whole first team out of there.
He's in.
Boy, that is something. Look at him now. He's doing a little step in there, a little action. But anyway, it's 30-7, and Mendon, no question about it. I think St. Phil are going to have to agree. This ball club is an excellent club.
Well, both clubs are excellent clubs. It's just that Mendon happens to be a little better tonight.
They're a lot better tonight, Jim. A lot better.
Yeah, they're an exciting ball club. And you know, all the teams that we've watched, you know, we've watched the Charlie Tafts, and we watched all the excellent backs. So that's the first extra point they've made tonight. They take it to 31-7. And you guys just think if they just made their extra points, it's going to be up to 35 at least. So it's 31-7. Doesn't matter, though. The difference is quite a few points with 5:11 to go. So Tigers are given another opportunity, and it just was not to be. So 3 teams from the city are going to go out first round action. Harper Creek will move on, and number 1 rated team in Class BB will entertain the Marshall Redskins in another Twin Valley encounter. It's a rematch, and that's what's going to be played up all week long. But, you know, in that ball game, effectively, they're missing a very, very tough guy, and Andy Story will not be playing in that ball game. At least that's the way I understand it. And he was a big part of that game. He, and along with Fiesel, defensively getting in to stop the quarterback, Van Dyke, for the Marshall Redskins. That's only one part of it. But
I think the spirit of St. Philip just went out the window. That window mysteriously
and John
opened
just shut the door on that. Well, there's a squibber that comes up short, and it's picked up by one of the big linemen.
And he may be gone. Nope.
Yeah, it gets to the 49-yard line, so that's a run as good as anybody. So we're going to give credit to number 67, and that is Andy Goalie. Now, the Tigers won't give up. They'd like to get on the board and surpass any points that have been scored against these Mendon Hornets. And I think, what is it, the most points, 10 points? And that was in a loss to Constantine. Can you imagine what kind of team Constantine has? Going to be a pass. Goalie lets it, rifles it in there to Garland. Incomplete. Good coverage by Klein. Stop the clock just over 5.
Just counting up the carries for Schwartz. 30 times in this game he's carried the ball.
Wow.
5'6", 140-pounder. 246 yards unofficially on 30 carries. 8.2 yards a carry.
Not
Actually
bad.
below his season average, but, you know.
8.2
what a
a carry,
workhorse.
yeah, really.
I think the young man's going to be sore. 30 carries.
We have too much time, I believe. I think it's going to be walked off against St. Phil, 5 yards. It is. Delay a game.
Actually, before we went on the air tonight, we didn't have a chance or an opportunity to talk too much before the game between the 3 of us. But off the air, unofficially, we had said maybe the edge in this game would be Mendon's passing game because they threw no interceptions on the season. They were very effective when they did it. You look at St. Phil tonight, they're 4 out of 15 for 24 yards, 1 reception for a first down. I'll give you the stats on Mendon in just a second, but that's a big piece.
Goalie going to put it up, tucks it under his arm, cuts to the outside, and boy, he just
And
nailed.
pays for the price, or pays the price.
Yeah, he does pay the price, and the Tigers have not given up, but boy, they're just outmatched tonight. Sean Allen on the stop. So it's 3rd and long yardage, and once again, the Tigers in a hole just have not been able to move that ball effectively tonight, and penalties helped them a lot, an awful lot. They had, maybe Mendon had about 90 yards in penalties against them, and Tigers were able to move a ball quite a bit on those penalties. Goalie going to put it up. He's pressured, and it is going to be intercepted.
Caught. He's got it.
And a flag to boot.
Yeah.
That's
Garland's
a big-time
on the
catch
catch.
by Garland. What amazing.
Good concentration by Garland. It's going to be a
My
fast
goodness.
interference, too, so whichever's longest, I think they're going to
They'll
take,
take
obviously.
the interference because that'll give them a first down.
Well, you know, I thought it was going to be an interception.
I did too. It's a great play by Garland. Getting back to the passing game, though, actually, you call the pass there, but Mendon has been 3 out of 7, but 75 big yards in the passing game.
Yeah.
Biggest play in the game was the 50-yard pass to put him down to the 1 yard line.
That's what
Give
started
them
it
the
all.
Score that made it more than the 5-point margin, or excuse me, to take away the lead from St. Phil on that particular play. So I think the passing game has really been key for Mendon, even though they haven't done it very often. When they did, made for huge plays.
Well, the first half, I mean, excellent ball game, and you just had to see if the Tigers were going to be able to adjust. But towards the end of that second quarter, it looked like the Tigers were getting tired a little bit defensively, and more confidence, more yardage being picked up by Mendon. And well,
I think those Hornets thought that Mr. Goalie was their hive because they all got there at the same time. Unfortunately, he had absolutely nothing to do on that play. He couldn't do anything. I think we ought to talk about the Hornet defense now. Hornet defense is tremendous. 7 shutouts now in 10 games because St. Phil did score in the first quarter, but they've been shut out since. Can this defense take them all the way to the Dome and win it? I think so. This is a pretty impressive defense against a team that averaged 35 points a game coming in.
Well, that's right, and Fowler had better have a pretty darn good offense.
We've got to have a pass interference on this play. It's got to be. Yeah, it is. It's going to be pass interference, another first down. Yeah, defensively, Jim, you're absolutely right. These guys, they really know how to play defense, especially that defensive line. I'll tell you, those 3 down guys, Garnell, Scott, Harris, Tuttle, and Derek Jones, they're playing superbly up front. You know, and they're just the linebackers are just having a thrill because those guys are playing so well. They can really attack the ball.
But
very good defense.
Ironically, this defense kind of plays in unison as one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not one big standout. It just seems like on every play, you got a lot of green pants running after a ball carrier, and they all get there, but at the same time and make a stop without much yardage being gained. It's just very effective and efficient. Now, 110 yards in penalties against Mendon. Boy, if there's a negative, you got to figure how many points would they have without those 110 yards in penalties. Mendon might be really doing well here.
Well, now another opportunity for these Tigers. They've moved well on penalties. We've talked about that all night long. They just have not been able to do anything about it. And there's another pass and
intercepted.
Another intercepted by the quarterback.
He caught it. He's got it.
He has had one great ball game.
That was an excellent interception.
You know, Mendon came in with a plus 23 ratio on turnovers. You can see why. They've got 3 interceptions in this game. They did fumble it away once on their own, but a tremendous job by the defensive backs. We saw Harper Creek all year saying how good they were. Rusty Alexander actually, as the quarterback, is a very quick individual. He's playing linebacker, dropping into coverage there. Just a tremendous job by Mendon. They drop out of the linebacker spots and double cover on the wideouts, and because they've got 5'11 linebackers along with 6'3 and 6'1 corners, you can blanket people like that, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Well, I'll tell you what, they haven't taken anybody out, and I don't think they're going to. With 3:30 to go, I think you made a good point, Jim.
I would.
You wouldn't think they would want to, but there's too much time once again.
You tell you what, if somebody gets hurt, they're going to wish they took them out. And this is the time of the game where people become tentative and just try to play not to lose, that sometimes you get hurt. When you stop being aggressive and going all out to play and you try not to get hurt is when you get hurt. Isn't that true from your playing experience, John?
Yeah, I don't think these guys are going to let down any, Jim. I don't think that's going to cause an injury on Mendon's part. I think these guys will play right till the end of the game. I don't know, probably would, Jim. Maybe some of my key players, but in general, I think I keep most of the guys in there and just let this game take its course.
But giving playoff experience to some of those backups if an injury occurs in the next game.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Nice play. This guy has really done yeoman's work tonight. Sean Allen. Sean Allen, and he's a junior.
All the backs are juniors. That's what we talked about. This is a junior-laden team, especially on defense, where they've got 7 underclassmen on defense.
Incredible.
They've got all their backs, and Wes Klein as a receiver are juniors. This team could really be tough next year, too.
Oh, yeah, they could go all the way this year and then again next year. Well, they're going to go with Sean once again. So under 3 minutes in this ball game, 31-7. Penfield Panthers went down 30-20. In the ball game earlier today, we watched Central on the losing end, 46-29.
Not really as close as the score either.
Not at all. Not at all. That could have been a 46-7 ball game without a problem. Ooh, nice pop.
Well, Swartz on the carry that time, not going to really go anywhere. This game can be witnessed on Channel 12 Access Vision Sunday, November the 10th at 3 p.m. Tuesday, November 12th, 3:30 p.m. Channel 12 also, and also on Channel 12 Thursday, November 14th at 9 o'clock a.m.
You know, it's ironic, the similarities between this game and the game I saw at Harper Creek today. Two #1 teams, Harper Creek and Mendon, both in a dogfight at the beginning and basically in the first half, but just before halftime, they both get a score to go up, and in the second half, they dominate and ended up winning going away. Kind of similar as far as how both games have gone. That's what #1 teams do.
Well, Tigers doing a nice job there, but it's time's running out now. Less than 2 minutes to go in this ball game. The sponsors on tonight's ball game: Prebish Chiropractic Center, Miller Brothers Service Stations and Food Ports, Farley Estes and Dowdle Funeral Directors, Battle Creek Tile and Mosaic Company. I want to thank Gil Culp, our director, Rob and Chuck Swain, Dave Agney, and of course, we want to thank James Baker. People on camera, they're out there freezing. We're up here too warm. You'd think we would have a happy medium. This time, Alexander going to keep it rolling to the...
This is unbelievable.
This is absolutely incredible.
He gets the first down out of all that. That is unbelievable.
That might be the best run of the night.
You know, it just shows the lack of tackling right now on St. Phil's part.
The line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So I think we have some tired Tigers, #1.
Well, let me tell you what. That is desire. Rusty Alexander didn't want to go down. I mean, he was fighting all the way on that particular one. Man, that's a 10-yard run, and that puts him over 100 yards also in this contest, unofficially at 105 yards.
My goodness. So less than a minute to go in this one, and the Mendon Hornets, defending champs, will move on to the next round, this time against Fowler. And up the middle, near the 50-yard line, huge yardage, Sean Allen on the carry. A very tired Detroit Tiger Ball Club.
Detroit Tiger?
Yeah, Detroit Tiger Ball Club.
After losing over 100 games in the season, I think they do.
49-yard line. St. Philip Tigers going to go down to defeat their first loss on the season, but congratulations to a wonderful season for Brett Forms on getting in the playoffs and, of course, coming up against the #1 team in their region. Tigers were #1 in their region, but #1 in the state, the Mendon Hornets. Boy, I tell you, another 12 yards.
That right there gives Mr. Allen a 104-yard game himself. So now you got 3 backs all over 100 yards. You got Chad Allen, 104. You've got Rusty Alexander, 105 at the quarterback spot. And then, of course, doing work for 2 backs is Ryan Schwartz at 247 yards. So
they got 450 yards out of their backs then.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. Yeah, you can't win a ball game with that happening.
No. In fact, I mean, take just those 3 guys, and basically those are the guys that have carried the ball.
Well, that's it, you guys.
450 yards plus 75 yards. That's over 500 yards in offense.
Well, there is no more. They're out there now. It'll be the handshaking and another night of football, another long day of football. And the only team that prevails in the city in the playoffs were the Harper Creek Beavers. But congratulations goes out from Access Vision for all of us up in the booth on what a fine season these city schools have presented to us in the Battle Creek area. We're proud of each and every school. The Lakeview Spartans showed well also. And we want to congratulate those ball clubs. And 3 of them went undefeated through the regular season. And Battle Creek Central lost 1 game, but everybody down to defeat. Harper Creek Beavers rated #1. They've gone through their 3rd straight season undefeated into the playoffs. Look like a power and a strength to go a long, long way. But they're up against the Marshall Redskins, and that could well be a big problem next week.
Well, I really think that, as I said before, obviously Marshall has the talent. The one disappointment in the game, other than the 35-7 score as far as being competitive, Marshall's front 5 on the offensive line, they all returned this year together intact. Actually, were dominated at the line of scrimmage. I'm sure that's all they're going to talk about this year. You know, Rich Holcall's a tough guy, and he preaches toughness, and he's going to say, hey, men, stand up and be men, and let's see what happens. So we'll see how that goes. But Harper Creek, #1 team in the state, so far they've proved nothing not to deserve that ranking, and it'll just be a tough task for the Redskins. I look for just a great ball game once again against those basically crosstown rivals.
Well, they're up there wanting us to stand up down there. But, guys, I'll tell you what, we're not going to be here long enough to stand up. We want to get you guys off the field, get out of this cold. So, the first round of action, the St. Philip Tigers are out good luck to the Mendon Hornets. They deserve their ranking at #1 the way we view it. So good job, you guys, and we'll close this one out. So Jerry Reese for John Bauer and Jimmy Hughes and the whole Access Vision crew, we're going to say good night. Have a good evening. Join us again for Access Vision Sports the next Friday night as the Harper Creek Beavers will entertain the Marshall Redskins. We don't know whether that game will be played on Friday night or on Saturday afternoon, but that'll have to be decided by the coaches. The final score, 31-7, Mendon Hornets over the St. Philip Tigers. Good night. Remember, be good sports.